Welcome. How is your hater or enemy suffering? Especially after they hurt you and treated you wrong. How is your hater or enemy suffering? Today we're going to be finding out exactly how. I'm going to be channeling those messages for you. So this is going to be a very juicy reading. I would like to advise that if the person who is your hater is someone you love very much or that you care about, this might not be the reading for you. But if you're asking or looking into haters or enemies that have deeply hurt you, are completely unrepentant, who have repeatedly hurt you, that are truly just, they're not in your camp, and they've shown, repeatedly proven that they are not trying to be your friend, or maybe they've gone against you repeatedly, this kind of thing, they're all about themselves, then this is the reading for you. Okay, so I just want to make that clear because this is a pretty strong reading, and we're going to get into all the nitty-gritty details of how this person is suffering karmically. Hi, my name is Diana, Psychic Intuitive, and before you are 4 piles to choose from. Pile 1 is from the International Icon Tarot, and the associated stone is Bronzite. Pile 2 is from the Urban Enigma Tarot, and the associated stone is Green Aventurine. Pile 3 is from the Spirit Within Tarot deck, and the associated stone is Clear Quartz. Pile 4 is from the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed deck, and the associated stone is Dalmatian stone. Please choose the pile you feel most attracted to in answer to your question. How is your hater or enemy suffering? If you have multiple haters or enemies, you can assign each pile to a different hater or enemy based on your intuition. Feel free to do that. If you're still unsure or unclear, let me go ahead and add some zodiac signs so that you can associate perhaps the zodiac sign of the hater or enemy to that pile. And this can either confirm the piles you've already chosen or feeling interested in. Pile 1 is the Cancer Zodiac, Leo Zodiac, and Libra Zodiac. Pile 2 has the zodiac signs of Pisces, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Pile 4 has Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini associated with it. Pile 4, I hope I said pile 3 there. And if not, then this is pile 3 that we just got through, guys, okay? Pile 4 has Taurus, Aries, and Capricorn linked with it, okay? Feel free to pause the video if you have to, make your choice or choices, and I will see you at your reading or readings. Welcome to your reading, pile 1. So, how is your hater or enemy suffering? Okay. Yeah, a lot of times when we... Okay, I just heard some gunshots. Jesus, I think it sounded like gunshots, but it probably wasn't. Okay, I live in a really good area, but maybe it was. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Interesting. Okay. So we have Bronzite here. Let me go ahead and put the rest of this aside. We got Cancer. You may have chosen Cancer. You may have chosen Leo. You may have chosen Libra as the signs of the people that hurt you or the person who hurt you. I feel like this person, the way this person is suffering is that they may have gotten shot. They may have gotten attacked in some type of way. Like a rage, someone who had a vendetta out against them got to them, and they're suffering through that right now. They may have lost something. I feel like they're losing things, okay? And I feel like they may, as a result of this attack, have lost something. Yeah, I'm just getting a very like earthy vibe, like something kind of down to earth, like when it comes to physical possession or their physical reality, something was damaged. Okay, that's what I'm getting. This is how they're suffering right now. it could be like a weather situation where bad weather came through and messed up their stuff, or maybe vandalism. Someone may have come through and destroyed their stuff, that kind of thing. I feel like this person may have hurt you. They may have hurt your feelings. This is how it went down. They hurt your feelings. Maybe they knew you were sensitive about something, and they attacked that. They attacked that thing you were sensitive about. That's possible. I feel like maybe something may have happened to you and they didn't show you any sympathy. Maybe something happened to you and they showed you no sympathy. They showed you no care. They just didn't care. Okay. They were cold while you were hurting. Something like this. I feel like this person, they were not gentle with you. They were uncaring. Or it's possible that this person was very possessive of you and tried to, control you or possess something of you, or possess something you owned, or try to take over something you owned for themselves. Kind of a little greedy or something like this. Well, what I'm getting is that their possessions are being attacked at this time. This is how they're suffering, okay? Their possessions are being attacked, and I feel like it's damaging their self-esteem. Their self-esteem is being damaged because someone has been attacking them and making them feel less than, making them feel kind of basic, or someone's been attacking their sense of stability, what they own. So they're feeling kind of insecure right now, okay? They're feeling insecure. I'm also getting that their sense of like balance is also being attacked. Their sense of they're lacking harmony in their lives. They're lacking harmony. So it could be that they're not getting along well with certain people, and there's conflict in their lives. They're not able to be materially successful. That's another thing I'm getting. Pile 1 is that this person is suffering from their material success is being challenged, or they're struggling to become wealthy. They're struggling to be able to hold it down and be stable. Okay, they're lacking stability in their lives, material stability and emotional. And also when it comes to their self-esteem, their sense of self-worth is being damaged. Maybe because they're like, I can't get my life together materially speaking, so they feel insecure about this. This is the way that they are suffering right now. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at your cards, pile 1. Okay, so I feel like this person, maybe they didn't include you in something. They may have excluded you. Okay. Yeah, they didn't welcome you. Maybe you arrived into a community and they may have like acted like you weren't no big deal, and they kind of like tried to exclude you. Whereas maybe others were liking you and welcoming you. That's possible. This person or your haters were not. Maybe they acted cocky, like, we've been here so long, who are you again? They try to make you feel like you're a nobody, maybe. King of Swords. I'm getting that they were cold to you, pile 1. This person was cold to you. They didn't welcome you into the community. They acted like you didn't deserve warmth. They weren't warm to you, okay? It could be, or maybe a family situation. When you came to the family, they were cold to you. It could be a father figure. It could be just a person. It could be a community. It could be a family. It could be a work situation. This person may be in a position of authority, but they were aloof towards you and were like, no, I'm not warm towards you. I'm just going to be judging your character and seeing how things are going to go for you and all this, okay? Maybe that kind of thing. Like, maybe what is your actual value here? I'm going to be logical and cold with you. That kind of a vibe. So I feel like this person, they were a person of status for sure. This person had status in the community. And they treated you kind of like an enemy, like they went to war against you almost. They were like, who are you? You're coming up against me and mine. Like they acted like they were the ones that are in charge of everything, okay? And that you were the enemy. You were the one to wall out. You're the one to keep walled out. Like they treated you like you were supposed to be treated suspiciously. Basically, it's guilty before proven guilty, right? They treated you very suspiciously, very harshly. Very sorry about that, pile 1. We have the Knight of Wands. So this person, maybe there was a time when they were warm towards you for a brief moment. Then they moved on. They moved on. Maybe they showed you, they gave you a little something here or there. We got the Knight of Cups. They left you behind. I feel like this person may have maybe been, maybe you were nice to them, and so they kind of reciprocated for a time, but then they quickly moved on. This person may have been friendly with your man or friendly with your mate, but maybe not with you. Yeah, I'm just getting like a general sense of coldness, like they didn't want to give you too much attention or make you seem like you were the important one or like you were important in any way, even when it was your turn, when it was your due to be the important one, because you're new, everybody gets welcomed, but when it was you, they didn't want to treat you that way. Maybe that's possible. Yeah, this person was cold towards you. Yeah, I'm just getting a generally cold vibe, like this person was uncaring and cold. They just didn't want to give you your just desserts. They didn't want to give you any attention. It's possible too that even when you had victories, when it was clear you were the best, or you'd done a good deed or done very well, this person liked to act like it was no big deal. They like to sort of, in fact, they went out of their way to sometimes treat you like an enemy. Like, I'm sorry, who are you? You know, so this could be like a cover for jealousy though. I'm getting with the Knight of Wands a little bit of jealousy, even though they really had no reason to, because they were a person of standing and authority, perhaps in the community or the circle or the network that you're a part of. This was their shadow element that they were dealing with. And unfortunately, they were taking this out on you, pile one. Yeah, I get the feeling like this person, they saw that you were doing great, but and they saw that people liked you, but they would just always avoid you. If you ever showed up, they left. They would leave the room or leave the area. And I'm also getting that they would focus instead on loving someone or pouring attention on a particular person, almost like they were trying to make you feel jealous or something like this. Trying to act like, oh, here's the person I really think everyone should pay attention to. This is the one I love. This is the great one. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't that person's turn. It was your turn. It wasn't, this person just wanted to make you feel insecure. Yes, they were targeting your feelings. They wanted to make you feel sensitive. But this person is suffering right now when it comes to the material. They're suffering when it comes to the material. I picked up on that earlier. When it comes to their finances, when it comes to what they own, land, this kind of thing. It's getting attacked right now. Their possessions are getting attacked. And it's really damaging their self-confidence. So this attack on their property, okay? I'm getting that. Maybe they're a landowner or something like this. He's making them feel really insecure. They might be even like a battle over their land or their possessions or something like this. Could be a divorce battle. I don't know. Let's go ahead and take a look at exactly how they are suffering. We have the moon. So this person is dealing with something shady right now. A shady person or a shady situation, okay? Someone presented something to them and said, here's what it is. But it turned out that was a lie. Like there's being lied to, or someone is throwing an illusion their way, saying it's one way, but it's actually another way. So this person is being fooled by someone or something. Or they're dealing with a situation that looked like it was one way, but it's actually another way. Okay. Now I'm getting also that this hater or enemy of yours, this situation, like might be some scammy energy. They're being scammed. It has to do with their abundance, the sense of abundance that they have in their lives. So someone is targeting them for a scam when it comes to the money that they have, or their land, or their property, or their wealth. This is being targeted right now. I'm also getting that it could be that their wife or their spouse or their partner is treating them in a very shady manner right now. Maybe their wife or their spouse or their partner is lying to them about something, and it's a very important matter. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's keep going. We'll get more and more information as we go along here. We got the 8 of Wands. So I do feel like there's trouble in the home front, pile 1, with this person. They could be having domestic disputes with their partner. I'm also getting that like things are being said. Maybe insults are being given. Maybe they lied to someone that it's important to them. Maybe they're a mother figure or a wife, and that mother figure or wife is insulting them and telling them they're no good. I'm just seeing like fights, domestic disputes. It could be also a divorce. I could see a major partner in their lives going, I'm done here. I'm done here. Something major has come to an end. Exactly. We got the Five of Wands. So there's some sort of like fight or conflict going on in their lives, pile one. This person is fighting with their wife, or fighting with their business partner, or fighting with their mother, or fighting with someone who maybe is in charge of their wealth, or there's some kind of conflict. There's disagreements about how to handle the money, how to handle the wealth. There's also disagreements with maybe their feminine, or maybe the feminine has a disagreement with the masculine. They're competing very hard. They have a lot that they're dealing with. There's multiple people that's going up against this person, pile one, challenging them. They have some sort of feud going on too. That's the word that I wanted to use earlier. There's a feud going on in their lives right now. Next, we're getting the High Priestess. So I'm getting definitely clear signals that for some of y'all, if not most of y'all, there is someone leaving this person's life, someone they've been fighting with. It could be that they're going through a divorce. Perhaps this person, if they're the woman, they are going through a divorce, a bitter divorce battle right now, and they're becoming an ex to this person. So they're undergoing some shady drama. Maybe they have a partner who cheated on them, who lied to them. And they got embroiled in fights and arguments to the point where it's like, okay, that's it. I want a divorce. I'm done. And they're now out of the picture. If this is a male, or, it just depends on who the partner is in the situation. It could be your hater is the one that's having all these troubles with their mate. Yes, that's a possibility. Or maybe they lied to their mate, and it brought all these problems. Okay. Or they lied to someone who's in their circles, and it's causing a bunch of feud. Or maybe they try to scam someone and there was a fallout from that naturally. Or it could be in reverse. Maybe someone lied to them, and then now they're caught up in, maybe it could be even a bitter divorce battle. That's a possibility. Or it could be friendship that they're losing. They're losing a friendship. Or maybe they're battling out with their family over wealth, or an inheritance, or land, or something like this. There's a dispute or feud going on in their lives, and they're losing friendships. They're losing someone important to them. We have the Sun. Yeah, it's a marriage. I think for a lot of them, pile one, I feel like this person is having some major marriage troubles. Okay, a marriage that should have been great is now being besieged with disagreements, fighting, bickering, and it's just not stable. Okay, it's not stable, and it might have to do with like a land dispute, or having to do with possessions or wealth, or something like this. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at let's get more details as to how this person is suffering exactly. Let's get more juicy details. Be right back. Okay, let's take a look at what is popping up here. We have, it's your power they want. Okay, all right. Okay, so pile one, I feel like this person, the way they're suffering right now is that there is a power struggle going on in their lives. There's a power struggle. They want, it could be you, it could be your power that they want, okay? And I feel like it's vacant. This person, they feel powerless in their lives. They feel powerless. And I'm also getting another message that someone is trying to take their power away. We're getting making peace. This person wants peace, but they're not getting it. The way they're suffering right now is that they see that you have peace. They see that you have peace in your life. And this is in the context of when they look at their lives, it's a power grab. There's all kinds of, like, you can see these long green nails, like this jealousy going on in their lives. People are jealous of them. They're jealous of other people. It's just a mess, okay, in that sense. There's some sort of power struggle dynamic going on in their lives. But when they look at you or look at others, they see peace in other people's lives, okay? We have responsibilities, commitment, obligations, important duties, and burdens. This person, pile one, they're very busy. They're very busy. They're overwhelmed. They're overloaded. Not only do they have their regular chores and regular responsibilities, I feel like there's more. They're taking on the chores and responsibilities for others as well. I feel like this person, the way they're suffering as well is that they feel that you have a certain kind of power in your life, and they want it. They want that power. They want the power that you wield. That power of having a good reputation, people liking you, being a winner. You have a certain kind of magnetism and a certain kind of natural sense, like leadership that comes along with you, and they want it, okay, for themselves. They don't want to share if there's an authority, it's maybe an authoritarian, but like a power structure in place, then they don't want to share authority or that powers with you. They don't. So I feel like this person, they've taken on more than they can handle. They're behind on things. I feel like no matter how nicely they come across, how, you know, well put together they may seem, their home is a wreck. So I don't care how well put together this person seems, they are behind on things. They are seriously behind. Okay, we have future, uncertain future, anxiety about what comes next, keeps you stuck, navigating through fog, lack of clear directions, anxious. Okay, so this person may be behind on laundry. They're overwhelmed. This person's overwhelmed. Okay, this is how they're suffering. And it's funny because they should be focusing on trying to get caught up instead of being involved in these battles. Okay, these power struggles. You know, it's clear that they're neglecting certain aspects of their lives in order to engage in other things that may not be as important as they think it is. Okay, this person feels a lot of insecurity. They're not sure about what lies ahead for them. Let me do it like this. Yeah, I feel like this person, I think that there's a lot that's kind of up in the air in their lives. There's a lot of drama. And there's so much fighting and conflict in their lives that it makes them feel uncertain about their future. They feel very insecure about what comes next because, you know, there is no stability. There is no harmony. Okay, there's a severe lack of it. Okay, so, yeah, I feel like they're having a really hard time making peace with a very important person in their lives. There's a very powerful person, either their mother or their wife or their spouse. Also, I'm getting like they're struggling with when it comes to maybe generating material wealth or abundance in their lives or holding on to it. There's this thing, I feel like there's some sort of power dynamic going on in their lives. It's like someone is trying to take their power away or something like this. I feel like they spend all of their time fighting, struggling, dealing with some issue to the point where they neglect their responsibilities and they're backed up on their responsibilities. I'm getting like piles of laundry that are not done. I'm getting like errands just piling up and things falling apart because certain things aren't being taken care of or maintained. I feel like this conflict in their lives makes them feel very uncertain about the future, either very uncertain about the future of their relationship or very uncertain about the future of whatever activity that they're involving themselves in. It just makes things very hazy. They're like operating through a fog. They have a lack of clear direction as to where they're going to go, how they're going to go, and they feel anxious a lot. In fact, okay? They feel anxious a lot, pile 1. When it comes to this constant ongoing conflict in their lives. This could be you. Perhaps this is your spouse or an ex or something. I don't know. We have jealous or envious. So I feel like this person, they're hurting. Okay, they're hurting. Because in the midst of all this, it could be that they're dealing with some sort of like third party. And they are jealous and mad because there's like a pretty young lady, maybe that's maybe calling on their husband's attention, or perhaps they are crying or hurt because they might lose their spouse because their spouse is very attractive and their spouse is going to basically kiss the whole situation bye-bye because they don't need the stress. They like to be calm, they like peace, and they don't like all this conflict that's going on. So part 1, your hater or enemy is running the risk of losing this person. I'm also getting that this person, they're jealous and envious because other people, maybe you, look slim and pretty, and they're hurting over this. Perhaps there's a competition that they're dealing with, and the other party is ideal in a lot of ways, ideal in the way they look, young or young looking, and it really gives them a lot of pain. I feel that this person, yeah, let's keep it moving and see what else is coming through. We have number 55. Someone's sharpening a knife here. Oh my goodness. Guys, I feel like Pile 1 is dealing with someone who feels very resentful towards them. There's a lot of bad blood. There's a lot of bad blood here. Okay? This person, I feel like they're creating enemies. Pile 1 is creating enemies for themselves. Well, they have already. And people want to, there's someone who wants to hurt them. And it has to do with this conflict they're having, maybe over land or property or wealth. Like I said, I'm getting like a will battle. So they're battling over a will, or battling over how to go about getting something done. And for some of these people that they're battling with, it's like do or die. It's life or death. It's like do or die. It's life or death. Okay, for these people. Next, we are getting terminal illness. So, Pile 1. I feel like this person might be having a health concern that they're dealing with. It could be also that this conflict that they're involved in, it's having a negative effect on their health status. So, I'm getting Pile 1 that, and I don't wish ill on anyone, okay? This is about picking up on the energies that are there. So this is not, I'm not putting anything onto anyone. I'm picking up on energies. There might be a health concern that's currently going on here. They have been involved in this power struggle for so long that it is draining their health. It's draining their health. It may have triggered some sort of health condition. We got bumping heads. Exactly. There is some sort of conflict that's ongoing in their lives, Pile 1. And it has to do with a spouse or a mother figure or a parental figure, or a wife or a husband or something like this. And it has to do with, it's impacting their, if they're a woman, it's impacting their maternal role or their position as wife or mother. And it has been just a lot of bumping of heads, and they don't see eye to eye with the people who play a critical role in their lives. Okay, Pile 1? They don't see eye to eye with this person. They're at loggerheads with someone in their lives constantly. And it's affecting their health negatively. It is. I'm not going to lie. Okay? It is. Next, we've got, I blur the lines between truth and lies, keeping you confused, ensures you'll depend on me for clarity even when I'm the source of the chaos. So they're dealing with someone diabolical, Pile 1. This person has a partner in their lives who has either a narcissist or has narcissist traits, or it could be that they themselves are, they're bringing their own drama to the table, but they're dealing with someone who is playing games, okay, with their mind, their mental health. This person views the life that they're living with your hater or their enemy as like a game, a playing field, where they're like, okay, this is a game. All right, I'm gonna win. I made this move. Pile 1 made that move. Now I'm gonna make this move next. And they're trying to win. They're trying to win. Okay, trying to dominate by playing these weird mental games. So this is bringing a lot of stress. We got broken promises, disappointed expectations, failed commitments, lost trust, words meant nothing. So this person, Pile 1, your hater or enemy, is going through a situation where their marriage is in trouble. They're having some sort of power struggle dynamics in their relationship, or they're having power struggle dynamics with friends. Their friends are not coming through for them. Yeah, their friends are not coming through for them. Okay, and it could be that, maybe there were, the oaths that were made in marriage, I don't know what kind of promises were made, but promises are not being kept to this person. People are breaking promises to your hater or enemy, Pile 1. Okay, and it's making them feel very unstable and very unsure. We have scapegoat. So Pile 1, your hater or enemy, they're being blamed. Someone is playing games with them. Someone's playing mind games with them. Someone is playing unfair games with them, being unfair, tricking them, trying to manipulate their mind, trying to get them to think one thing when something else is happening. We're getting illusions. We're getting blurring the lines between truth and lies. Playing mind games, saying, I'm gonna win, being willing to play dirty, being willing to cheat in order to win against your hater or enemy. I feel like your hater, okay, or your enemy, what they're going through right now in their lives is they're being victimized, Pile 1. They're being victimized. So this could be, maybe they victimized you. Maybe they were, I don't know what they, I picked up on some energies at first. But what I'm seeing is that they are being scapegoated. They are being sacrificed, victimized, and they're being pushed around in their lives. They are. They're being treated as not as important as other people. So maybe this is why, they were treating you this way. They didn't want to treat you as important or give you your just desserts or your due treatment. And it feels like they're dealing with something similar in their own lives. I'm getting that they're being taken advantage of. I mean, I got some scammy energy. They're being scammed, possibly. They're being forced to take a stand against someone. I'm also getting that there's a female involved, a slim female. Perhaps they're a man or someone is cheating on them, or they're dealing with a third party or something like this, who maybe it's not a cheating situation, but there's maybe a sister or someone else that they're dealing with, who they're competing with for the affections of someone else, or there's some sort of like love triangle maybe, or maybe not a love triangle, but like a relationship triangle. There could be, I think, multiple people involved in the situation, and it's just messy. And they're being played. Pile 1. Stalker. Okay. Watchful, obsessive, hidden, sneaky, intrusive, prying, covert, shadowing. So Pile 1, I feel like this person, they may be dealing with a stalker. Maybe dealing with someone, and not a stalker like in a nice way, Pile 1. I mean, there is no nice stalker, but it's not like, oh, I adore you and I just want to be with you, that kind of stalker. No, they're dealing with a kind of stalker that's like, I want to, kill you. Okay, that's the kind of stalker they're dealing with. Someone who has a vendetta out against them. They have angered someone. They've pissed someone off. And so there's a lot going on. There's marriage problems. If they're single, then there's disputes over land. They've created enemies. People are coming after them. People are keeping an eye on them where they're going. Someone's playing mind games with them, shoving them around, and trying to overpower them and play mind games with them, trying to trick them into accepting a truth that's not the truth. They may be getting scammed. So they're suffering in a lot of ways, Pile 1. Oh my gosh, we're getting stalking, watching, obsessing over your every move. So again, we're getting this energy, Pile 1. Someone is stalking this person. They're being stalked. All right. They're being watched very closely. We got an eye here. We got an eye there. Eye here and eye there. This is from different decks. Someone's got their eye on this person, Pile 1. And it's not a fun thing. It's not, oh, I adore you. It's, oh, watch your back. Watch your back, okay? I'm gonna get you. Wow. Okay. We have, they confronted me, but I denied everything. So Pile 1, I feel like this person, your hater enemy, they caught someone else in the act. They figured out that someone they're dealing with is playing games. But this person, they've confronted someone in their lives who they think might be cheating. I'm getting like a third party vibe, like I said earlier. So this might be true for some of y'all, okay? Some of y'all's haters or enemy. They've confronted their hater, they've confronted their man or their spouse and like, you're cheating. There's a woman involved. I know it. And that person's like, no, it's not true. No, it's not true. And this person is like, refuses to tell the truth to them. Okay? This person has broken an oath or promised to be faithful, to be loyal. This person wants to blur the lines between truth and lies, and is actually like doubling down in their life and saying, no, I'm not cheating. No, you're the one who's lying about me, and I'm going to try to make you think that it's in your head. They have been gaslighting your enemy or your hater, Pile 1, trying to make them think that they're just being paranoid and it's not true. This person is the person they're dealing with is diabolical, Pile 1. Okay, evil. They're acting evil anyway. And they are trying to like make it that your hater is the one with the problem, when really it's not true. But let's keep looking, okay? We have a sporting accident. Okay. So Pile 1, I'm getting this person may have had some kind of physical injury. I'm kind of sensing a little bit of like an attack upon their health or something like this. So I feel like this person may have had some sort of they may be having some kind of knee problem or joint problems. Maybe this is why they can't quite keep up with what they're supposed to be doing. They may be having knee pain or knee problems, or some kind of issue with walking, and so therefore they cannot keep up with a lot of the stuff in their lives. They may also be having like psychosomatic symptoms. You know, when you're under a lot of stress, then eventually, you know, you start to get like body problems from it. Let me move this over. You know, your health starts to be affected. So this could be your immune system, not your immune system, their immune system. So they're having health problems, possibly because of all the stress that they're undergoing. It could be affecting their body. I'm getting like immune system problems. I'm getting like, you know, autoimmune problems too, like lupus or something like this. Okay, where their body is like attacking itself in response to the stress in the environment. We got feeling unfulfilled or empty. Okay, so pile 1, this your hater or enemy, their life is, they really doubt their self-worth. Going on in their personal life makes them doubt their self-worth. These conflicts, you know, like, is this what I deserve? You know, this kind of feeling. And they're like, I'm not getting the life that I want. The life I thought I was going to be having, I'm not getting. Okay? They are feeling unfulfilled or empty. They've put a lot into a certain relationship or a situation, but they feel like it's constantly fraught with conflicts and arguments and butting of heads and having different goals. Someone with a different agenda, okay, is the person that they're an agenda that's different than theirs is the person that they're dealing with. Okay, they're dealing with situations where people are coming at it from different perspectives, and they all want different things, and they all want to go about things differently. We got happiness, hater. Okay, so pile 1, I feel like this person, the way they're suffering right now, pile 1, is that because of their relationship situation and all this being in shambles, okay, and their personal lives, all the conflicts, they find themselves feeling jealous of others. Maybe others people's relationships. When they see other people getting along well or having a functional, loving relationship, they think to themselves, how can I get that for me? I'm so mad that it's going so well for person XYZ. Or I'm so mad that pile 1 is in a successful relationship. Look how their spouse loves them. Look how their boyfriend treats them. Look how they get dates. Whenever they want dates, they can go on dates. They have plenty of male or female attention. You know, this kind of thing. Okay? So they find themselves being very envious of other people's happiness. And it may not just be just in the dating realm. It could be just feeling like other people have harmony in their lives. Okay? Pile 1, your hater or enemy is suffering because they feel like others have harmony, unity, union, chemistry, love, and peace in their lives when they are struggling to have the same. We have filing for divorce. You see? Infidelity. Separation, true colors, incompatible. Yeah, so pile 1, I'm pretty certain at this point that the energies coming through for your group, pile 1, is that your hater or your enemy is having some sort of marital problem or relationship problems, or their picker is off and they keep choosing serial cheaters. Okay, they can't seem to choose someone who can settle down. It's all about them. You know, they end up with people who don't view them as worthy, or who mistreat them, don't view them and treat them like in a very worthy and respectful way. Whether in relationships, it could be in business. So right now they're undergoing some kind of separation or divorce. Okay, they're either breaking up with someone, or they're getting a divorce, or going through separation, or something like this. Okay, let's get your last 3. We have toxic love. Exactly, they have an issue with attracting toxic mates. Pile 1, this is how your hater is suffering. They have an issue with attracting people who bring them stress. Or if it's not cheating, then it's someone who they're at loggerheads with each other constantly. They never get along. They're always at odds with their loved one or loved ones. Okay. Next, we got triggered. Yeah, they're with someone who makes them feel triggered. Someone who triggers them a lot. That's who they've chosen. That's who they're with. These are the people that they are dealing with. This is how your pile 1 is suffering right now. Okay, this is how they're hurting. We have jealous of your beauty. Exactly. So we kind of saw that they were feeling jealous of someone's beauty. Feeling jealous of someone else getting attention. It could be you, pile one. They may be jealous of your beauty, jealous of, they're feeling insecure. Remember I said they're feeling insecure. This is how they're suffering. I said that earlier. We're going into the reading in the psychic portion that this person has been feeling insecure. Their situation is unstable. So I think that this person has seen your beauty, or maybe you glowed up, or maybe you're just looking very fine, and everyone likes you because of this, and they recognize that. And so this is part of why that hating energy is there for you, is because they're struggling in their marriage. They're with someone who either can't keep it in their pants, or someone who is always flirting with others, who is not entirely all about them, Power One. Someone who's always arguing, or, you know, a loggerheads or butting heads with them. They're toxic. They're with someone who's toxic. And so they're looking at maybe your relationship thinking, oh my gosh, Power One is in a great relationship, or can get dates whenever they want. The world is open for them. They can find who they want to be with, and they seem to keep picking good ones. And they see that you're very beautiful in your ability to attract, you know, attractive or loving, kind, mature mates. And this has them hella mad and jealous. So they're jealous of your beauty. They want your power. They are insecure and intimidated. They live like this. You know, I feel like even if you see this person laughing, they seem fine. They seem they're in power. They have status. You know, people look to them. Maybe they're a ringleader, or they have status in the community or the company or whatever, or they seem happy and unbothered. I'm telling you, this person is going through conflict in their lives. They're filing for divorce, or they're about to, or they have such a messy situation, they may as well just go ahead and file for divorce and get a separation and get away from this person that they're dealing with. And they feel they are dealing with a third party in their situation. There may be a land dispute, or dispute over a will or wealth. They're having health problems that's been bred by the stress. They're dealing with a narcissist who's playing games with their mind, their emotions, memories. They are chosen people who trigger them. They are in a world of hurt, Power One. And this is how your hater or enemy is suffering right now, Power One. The grass is not greener on the other side, Power One. If this person hurts you, understand that they are going through a lot of hurt themselves. And this is to kind of give you a window into how that's happening. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it informative, give it a thumbs up. If it resonated, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. And let me know in the comment section your thoughts on this reading. Take good care of yourself, and I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye! Welcome to your reading, Pile 2. So, let's take a look at how your hater or enemy is suffering at this time. Now, I just want to put a word out there that this is not about enjoying the suffering of others. But if you're dealing with someone who hurt you unrepentantly, and it seems like justice was not served, they got away with it, maybe they hurt you repeatedly, or they took something, they had a very damaging effect upon your life, or continue to, and they seem happy, they seem like things are going well for them, it can feel like there's no justice in this world. So this reading is to help establish a sense of balance and harmony, so and to help you feel at peace with knowing that they're getting theirs, okay? Even if you don't see it, even if they're pretending, putting on a mask, they're getting theirs, okay, Pile 2? So let's go ahead and set your number aside. You chose 2. You also chose this green Aventurine stone, okay? Or you chose the Zodiac signs, Pisces, Scorpio, or Aquarius, okay? So right away, Pile 2, I feel like this person is suffering when it comes to the money aspects, okay? I feel like they may be struggling to make money, or struggling to be abundant in some type of way. This is where they're suffering right now. So if they're previously very wealthy, you know, maybe they still look like they're wealthy, but getting money to come in is a challenge. They're not getting any more money, okay? So it's almost like they're on a ticking clock, and they may get to where they run out of everything, okay? That's possible. I'm also feeling like the way they're suffering is they don't feel safe. Yeah, they're struggling with abundance. They're struggling with feelings of harmony. Perhaps they don't feel like there's something they want, or something they're trying to accomplish, and it's being disharmonious with them. They may be struggling to have kids. If they don't have kids, they may want kids and not be able to have any. And also getting that they may be struggling with creating money. They may be poor or something like this. Or if they appear rich, then don't be fooled. They're struggling with material. They're struggling with money. I feel like this person, Pile 2, the way they hurt you, they may have hurt your feelings. they may have lacked sensitivity towards you in some type of critical way. They may have failed to have faith in you. They may have failed to put faith in you, or they may have acted like you couldn't be trusted, or like whatever you were doing wasn't up to par, or something like this. They didn't believe in you, or maybe there was something that happened. There was some sort of incident, and they doubted you, and they said, "No, I don't believe you." They may have gossiped about you. That's for some of you. They may have like shared some bad gossip about you that maybe tarnished your name or hurt your feelings. Yeah, I feel like they had like a smart mouth, and they would say things about you to other people. And this may be a way that they hurt you. I feel like this person may have like roasted you or mocked you or made you feel bad. And I'm so sorry if that happened. Pile 2. I feel like the way this person is suffering, Pile 2, is that I feel like maybe someone has stopped being passionate about them. Someone has stopped thinking that they're the hot stuff. Maybe if they're in a relationship, then someone has stopped thinking that they're all that. Or if they have a job, maybe they were a rock star when they came in, but maybe their employers or people around them not starting to see that they're not as great as how they were initially thought them to be. Okay. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to desirability, people aren't desiring this person the way they used to be desired. Okay. So the shine is fading off of this person. Maybe they're no longer as hot as they used to be. Maybe they peaked in high school or something like this. Maybe they used to be hot. They used to be like queen of the prom, or they used to be like the popular kid, or the hot kid, or the rich kid, or whatever it is. And they've kind of like their star has dimmed over the years, and people are starting to realize they're not a big deal. They're not that special. This is the way that they've picked up on this, and it hurts them. It makes them sad. I feel like this person may struggle with, so I'm picking up that this person may have a masculine in their lives who refuses to change. So if they're in a relationship, they have a masculine in their lives who is not adaptable. Maybe this masculine may have some toxic traits or have some less than desirable qualities, and they refuse to change it for your hater or enemy. Pile 2. So this could be a boss figure. This could be a spouse, someone they're dealing with on a habitual basis. This is how they're suffering. Believe me, if something sucks and they won't change it, that can be really bad in some situations. Yeah, I feel like this person, they're dealing with someone who is very disobedient. They may have disobedient children. If they're a parent, they have children who don't do what they say. They have spoiled children, rotten children. They don't behave. They view their parental authority as a joke. Rude children, that kind of thing, and that hurts them. That really hurts. This is a place where they are suffering. They may be in a position of authority, but people are not doing what they say, and this is really making them feel undermined, and like it makes them doubt themselves in a way too. I feel that is coming through. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at what the tarot cards are saying. We have the Page of Wands. So I feel like this person may have hurt you based on a hobby or something you do for fun. Maybe they said something about something you do for fun. Maybe they mocked it, or they attacked it in some type of way. That's possible. The Queen of Swords. I feel like this person said some blunt and cutting words about your whatever it is you choose to do, and they didn't care about your feelings. Maybe you were practicing how to play the guitar, or you're a painter, or you have a hobby, and they're like, well, that sucks. Or I'm also getting that maybe someone refused to support your hobby or your talent or your chosen activity or something like this. Maybe they were, at one point they were supportive of it, but then they cut off support. Okay, next we are getting the Five of Wands. Okay, so I feel like there might be competition or something like this. Maybe this person, they used to fight you or conflict with you or compete with you over your hobby. This could have been competition. Maybe you were doing something and this person used to compete with you because of what you were doing. Perhaps you were very talented, and this person used to like to butt heads with you, and you have since cut this person off. That's a possible story for some of y'all. Okay, very interesting. So this could have been competition, and you're not competing. Pile 2, here's what I'm picking up on, is that you're not here to compete with others. You compete with yourself. You're honoring your talent, your hobbies. It's a purely a self-expressive thing, and this person was viewing it as a contest and a competition. So I feel like the way this person hurt you was that they were a stick in the mud. They moved very slowly when it came to maybe helping you out or helping you when it came to dealing with competition or something like this. They were very slow to help you. They were very slow to change the way they did things. Now I'm getting that stubborn energy. You know, it's funny because I said they're dealing with someone stubborn. I feel like they were being stubborn with you at one point, refusing to back down on something. This could be an ex of yours too. I'm getting like a relationship vibe here as well. This could have been an ex of yours that you maybe separated yourself from this person because you realized, oh, they just like to fight and conflict. They just like to be, if I say this, they like to be on the other end of it. If I say, let's do it like this, they want to do it some other way. They never were like, well, let's do it your way this time, and then we can do it my way the next time. They didn't want to cooperate. They didn't want to change. They didn't want to compromise. And you have since cut yourself away from this person. Perhaps you got a divorce, or you separated yourself from this person, or perhaps this is someone who used to be a teammate or a band member, or you try to do a collaboration with, but all they wanted to do was go against your ideas and say, no, we got to do it this way. No, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to be changing it because I know what I'm doing. You're just very stubborn and didn't want to bend to your ideas, honestly. And you're like, you figured it out real quick. You're like, well, that's not where I'm supposed to be. So you may have moved on from this person, or maybe this is an ongoing thing. We got the 8 of Swords. Okay. So I feel like this person made you feel imprisoned, limited, restricted in some type of way. They tried to limit and restrict your ideas. It had to be that way, a certain way. And so you felt like your hands were tied. There's only so much you can do. You know, you were limited, you were restricted. And so your creativity was also limited and restricted. Wow. Pile 2, I'm sorry you were dealing with that. We have the Hanged Man. Yeah, I feel like this person may have made a scapegoat out of you. This person may have victimized you. I'm getting victimization twice. Made an example out of you. Like, hey guys, look at how I deal with people who don't want to do it the way I'm saying it should be done. So it's like they were trying to make an example out of you. That's why they're going so hard against you, Pile 2. Is they're trying to let people know, look, if you butt heads with me, if you try to do something different from what I'm saying, here's what's going to happen to you. Okay, the way I've treated Pile 2, that's what's going to happen to the rest of y'all if you don't do as I say, or if you don't follow my way. So they victimized you. They made a martyr out of you. They may have scapegoated you. They may have even, in some cases, may even fired you. This may have been a company or a business too, where it's like they were trying to prove themselves against you rather than work together in harmony with you. That's possible. I just see a lot of infighting, a lot of competition, conflict, clashing, and someone refusing to change. And you felt very limited in this environment. They may have censured you or put some sort of, they may have messed with your reputation in some type of way. That's possible too. Sorry you've been dealing with this. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at exactly how they're suffering, shall we? The rest of the reading is going to be devoted to that. I just wanted to create some resonance. All right. So in a situation where y'all walked away, this person is now overburdened. This person, because of, it's got to be their way, and I know what I'm talking about, they are now left holding the bag. This person is now left holding the bag. They carry and shoulder a lot of the burdens themselves because they can't share. They can't delegate. They don't know how to delegate. To delegate is to say, you know what? I can't handle all this. Okay, so you, Pile 2, you take this section of it. Here are some basic rules. I'm going to let you execute it. I'm going to let you get this done. I'm not going to restrict you like they restricted you. They did restrict you. You know, they didn't know how to do it like that. Okay. They didn't know how to delegate out to you in a healthy and wholesome way. They didn't know how to do it. They have problems. It's like they wanted all the glory for themselves. They wanted all the credit. They wanted, like, if whatever you were doing with them became successful, then they wanted to be able to say, yes, it was my ideas and they did it all the way I was saying, and that's why it's successful. They didn't want to say, well, yeah, what I did was I delegated it to Pile 2 and to other people, and so, you know, I was the planner, the manager, but these are their ideas, and together as a team we made this work. So this is all of our work here. They didn't know how to be humble, and guess what? They are now overburdened. they're now weighed down. All the responsibility is now on their head, on their neck, and it's tiring for them. It's burdensome. In some cases, they regret it and they feel sad. They're realizing that if they can't delegate, then they're stuck with all this work. They're stuck with all this micromanaging duties and all this stuff. And, so they want all the glory, but they're getting all the work too. They've been saddled. I also feel like people left and turned their back on this person. This is how they're suffering. Someone else left. Other people left. And left. Now they're, not only maybe if you left, others have left. Okay. I'm also getting that in their situation, there's someone they would have liked to help them, but that person turned their back on them and is like, I'm not helping you anymore. I'm not interested in all that micromanaging nonsense that you do. And so they are now left holding the bag. They've been saddled with all the responsibilities. We have the 8 of Wands. Yeah, this person, this person has a conflict prone life. People have left. You see all the people running away? Look, they're like, I'm gone. No, I'm gone. So a bunch of people left and left them holding the bag. You see 8 of Wands, 10 of Wands, all these different people with different skills, different talents, different, everyone's left because they picked up on it. They picked up on how your hater is, Pile 2. And so they've been abandoned. People left them in a hurry. Multiple people have left them in a hurry. I'm also getting that things have slowed down for this person. They're not getting all the movement and the growth and the activity that they were wanting. It's all come to an end. Things are at a standstill a little bit for them. This is how they're suffering. Next, we are getting the Lovers. So I feel like the way this person is suffering is they're now left handling certain responsibilities, and the people who moved on from them have found other people, other places that they want to be with. Okay. I'm also getting that they're losing out when it comes to a lover. Their lover has left them and gone to be with somebody else. That's another thing. Maybe because of their bossy attitude. They may have lost a lover. I'm getting that they have a relationship that may have come to an end. And it's beyond repair because this person who left them has found someone else. Wow. Okay, we have Temperance. Yeah, this person's suffering because all of this, people abandoning them or someone abandoning them and a bunch of people abandoning them, their career, their love life, general things, it's given them some form of depression. And now they drink a lot. They may be abusing some type of substance. They may overeat or drink too much alcohol or smoke too much or something like this. There's something that's out of balance with them. This is how they're suffering. They're also having a really hard time finding meaning in their lives and also finding a good match for their situation. They're really struggling with this. Yeah, I'm seeing extremes. I'm seeing excess. There's a lack of balance and a lack of harmony in how they express themselves. They're looking imbalanced to a lot of people right now, Pile 2. People are thinking, Jesus, what is wrong with this? What is wrong with this person? Why do they seem to go from one extreme to another? Either they got it all or they don't got it. They can never seem to find that middle path, that middle way. We got the 7 of Swords. Wow. Someone has stolen from them, Pile 2. They've suffered some losses. I feel like while they were trying to do all this, remember I said a bunch of people left their side, a bunch of people abandoned them. We're seeing more of that theme coming up here. They've been abandoned. Someone has stolen away in the night, okay, and left them holding the bag. So people have left without giving them warning, Pile 2. They had no idea. It's almost like this person woke up, your enemy or your hater woke up one day and they thought, all right, well, some people have left. It's not going so great. But I know, person G is there and person H is there. And they woke up and person G and person H were gone. Or person G and person H didn't come in for work. Or person G or person H stopped calling and they couldn't get a hold of them. They just, just went incognito and they just left. And to make matters even worse, the people who left took some valuables with them. Yes. You can see them you can see your hater enemy looking out the window going, what the? And they're noticing someone running away with their stuff. Maybe they were plagiarized or had something stolen from them, like ideas ideas mainly. Okay. Or plans. Or they lost out and they're like, wait a minute, but what about the things we're planning on doing? And the other person's like, whatever, I'm going to take these ideas and take them somewhere else where someone's going to work with me because you don't want to work. So I'm going to take these ideas that I had plus yours and I'm going to go somewhere else. So I'm seeing plagiarism or like ideas being stolen or something like this. We have the Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of instability in this person's life, pile 2. This person is suffering because it's like here today, gone tomorrow. You know, ups and downs, and you know, it's just it's enough to cause them to be queasy. You know, it causes nausea. You know, it's like an ocean. It's like a boat being tossed up and down in the ocean, you know, by stormy seas. You know, nothing's ever stable. Nothing's ever smooth. It's enough to make them feel sick, pile 2. Okay. So they've been betrayed. They've been abandoned. They've been left behind. They can't find meaning. They're struggling to find meaning. They go towards extremes, and people are noticing this about them. And they've been abandoned and had stuff stolen from them because they can't seem to work well with others. So not only do people abandon, a lot of people abandoned that were just like, you know what, I'm done here. I'm just going to go somewhere else. But some of them left and stole things. You know, some of them were not good people, or maybe one or two of them were not good people. And they did more than that. They didn't just abandon. They stole and took things with them. Wow. I'm also feeling like they've been having financial imbalances as well. This person is suffering with, you know, they're not financially stable. Pile 2. Your hater or enemy is, you know, having to juggle bills or borrow from Peter to pay Paul. There's not enough to cover everything. They're not living, they're not lush. They don't have largesse. It's very like dicey for them. Okay. I'm getting like, you know, one person's in, the other person's out, you know, so they never have all their eggs or their ducks in a row. It's always maybe, you know, there's either 2 people missing and 3 people there, or, you know, 1 person missing and 4 people there, or 4 people gone, one person there. And it's never all 5 are filled or all 10 are filled. It's never like that with them. Wow. And this is causing them a lot of consternation and a lot of frustration, and it's causing them to turn to drink. It's causing them to deal with these feelings that they have of being left behind or abandoned by indulging in substance abuse. Okay, we've got Crazy B, full of problems. Oh my gosh. People now see that this person is a bit crazy. They now see that this person, it's like, you know, it's like all or nothing. It's all or nothing. That's what people are saying about your hater, pile 2. Pile 2, people are seeing that your hater has some sort of, maybe some kind of chemical problem. We kind of saw that a little bit here with maybe, substance problems with finding that moderation or eating or whatever. But I'm seeing it could be pills too. They're abusing pills. But people are now seeing that there's something wrong with your hater or enemy. They seem imbalanced. They seem kind of crazy. They seem a bit bitchy. They're full of problems, pile 2. This is now their reputation. Someone's turned their back on them, and they're seeing because of who they're showing and proving themselves to be. Next, we're getting situationship. Okay, so pile 2, it says your situationship. It's a situationship, not a relationship. But don't let that fool you into thinking it's drama free. So pile 2, I see that if there was a situation you saw your hater be a part of, like a relationship or something like this. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up. Okay. If you saw your person be in a relationship, know that it was not actually a relationship. It was more of a situationship. You may have thought that this person was a staple there. They were not. Don't be fooled. Because what it was is, I feel like this person, they were not as permanent as you thought. It's possible that this person left the situation as well. That situation you saw them be in has come to an end for them as well. Okay, because they tried to do too much. They tried to get too much done. They tried to, you know, have it all their way. It was all or nothing. And so people were done with it and were like, maybe, you know what, you can go. Actually, this is too much. You're not handling this correctly, was the assessment on this person. So the way they're suffering right now is that a situation that looked permanent for them, people are starting to realize, oh, it wasn't permanent. It was, this person was just trying you out, or you guys weren't a formal relationship, or this situation that everyone thought you had, you know, you had it locked down. It's over. Okay. It's possible. Or that there's a lot of drama going on in their lives at this time. Pile 2. There's a lot of drama going on in their lives, either in their relationship or at work. Do not be fooled into thinking that their situation is drama free. They're under a lot of stress. I'm getting like domestic disputes or disputes of some kind ongoing. some kind of drama. We have naive financially, big spender with no money, used financially, little concept of money. So I feel like the way this person is suffering, your hater is suffering, pile 2, is that I feel like this person may have tried to come across like they were rich or wealthy or something, but in reality, they were not handling their money well. Or they may come across like, yeah, I'm the king of this or I'm the queen of that, but in reality, they were not using the opportunity well. I feel like they may have mishandled funds, and their situation is not financially solid. Remember, we got that here with the 2 of Pentacles. This person is not good at managing money, and so they are suffering from this because they're losing out financially, okay? And I feel like this is affecting their love lives in a very serious way. It could be also that they're in a relationship where the person they're with is using them financially, mishandling their finances. This is how they're suffering. We got family feud, okay? Family issues, internal fighting within, issues stemming from childhood, prolonged conflict, okay? So there is some sort of conflict going on in their lives, pile 2. They're having a hard time finding a good compromise or finding a good fit for either their love life or something like this. They're having a hard time finding a good fit. Relationship wise, they're undergoing some sort of feud. You know, they're fighting with others and people are struggling with them. Let's keep it moving. Let's see what else comes up. We got burnt out, exhausted, and overworked. What did I say, guys? They got left holding the bag. They're holding the entire burden of it now. And they're starting to feel burnt out. Especially now, it's almost like it's a straw that broke the camel's back. Someone that was integral to the project said, you know what? I'm gone, honey. I'm going to be avoiding. Either they stole something or they stole away, right? They stopped showing up to work. They stopped being reliable. They started avoiding your hater or your enemy. And so they got saddled with all the work. They gave you a hard time, right? They gave you a hard time. And so maybe you left or maybe you didn't. I don't know. But someone integral has turned their back on your hater and has left them holding the bag in a major way. And they are burnt out. They are exhausted and they're feeling overworked. We have number 6 here. So I am getting like a sense of family coming to play here for your hater, pile 2, your hater or your enemy. I feel like the way your hater or your enemy is suffering is that they may have gone through a relationship or a marriage that ended, and this person that they're with, maybe they have children or they have a child. The person that they're with ended up with primary custody. This is very specific, I know, but just apply it as it fits, okay? If you know that this person is in a relationship and they have children and they've split up, the person that they were with, the baby mama or the baby daddy, ended up with primary custody or sole custody or primary custody, and it hurts because they're paying for this. You know, they're paying alimony or child support or whatever it is, and they don't get to see their kid very often. Next, we're getting family secrets. You see here? Family feud, family secrets. Families have secrets, some light, some heavy. Disturbing secrets can last generations. It's best to be honest and unburden yourself. So this person is carrying a lot of burdens, pile 2. Your hater is carrying a lot of burdens because of their crazy behavior where they act. I mean, it's a put off. It's off-putting to people who deal with them, and people have turned their backs on this person, including family. Pile 2, including their baby mama or their baby daddy, has said, you know what, I'm gonna keep my distance and I'll just take my children and take care of them over there. And they may, in some cases, they found another mate or partner that goes, it's like chef's kiss for this person. They found a perfect person who treats them right, who's an excellent co-parent or step-parent in their lives, and they're doing very well. They have stepped away from your hater or enemy. And your hater or enemy is perhaps feeling weighed down. In some cases, your hater or enemy got left with children. And a partner who was playing a big role has left them to deal with it. Left them holding the bag. And so they are now having to take care of all these obligations and burdens on their own. And they're losing out financially as well. Wow. Next, we have guilt, embarrassed, in the wrong, ashamed. Yeah, I feel, guys, pile 2, your hater or enemy understands that they did wrong. Your hater or enemy, the way they're suffering right now is they know that they're the bad guy. They think about it, they bellyache over it, they worry about it. They understand that some of these things fell apart. Some good situations came to an end. People walked away, abandoned them, including their spouse or their co-parent or whatever it was. people have left them holding the bag because they were the problem, and now they feel guilty about it. They feel embarrassed about it. They feel they're in the wrong. They're ashamed for their behavior. Okay, this is how your hater, your enemy is suffering. We have, your pain is inconvenient to me. I can't process your emotions because they threaten my fragile sense of self. So pile 2, I feel like your hater or enemy has been cast off, has been cast aside. Whoever they were dealing with before, that they were like, hey, you got to care about me. You got to care about my emotions. This could be a relationship. This could be a job, or he says it's a situationship actually. So it wasn't as solid as what they thought or what they tried to put across. But they're realizing, oh my gosh, whoever this is if it's their boss, their ex-boss, or their wife or ex-wife or ex-husband, or is like, I don't want to care about your feelings anymore. I don't care anymore. You're not a consideration to me anymore. Yes, go ahead and stand in the corner, look at the mirror, and wonder what happened. Because I'm not going to be there to hold your hand, help you heal. And I need that money, by the way. Pony up. You got your, child support's due. Alimony's due. So we could be dealing with like a divorce situation as well. We have big break. Okay. Career turning point, major opportunity, life-changing moment. This is it. Yeah, I feel like this person, your hater or enemy, pile 2, they're having issues in the family, and they are, while they're struggling internally, I have to say. Yeah, I feel like this person, your hater or enemy, is, wow. They're being viewed as a problem. They're being viewed as, conflict follows them wherever they go. But in some of your cases, they've heard that things are going really well for you. Things are going really well for you. That's what they're thinking. I'm also feeling like they want a big break. This person wants a big break. They want to elevate in a major way, but they're struggling with how to do it. It's like it's too much of a struggle. It's too much of a competition. They're feuding with others on how to, they want to prove themselves against others who are fighting just as hard, or if not harder than they are. And it's an ongoing battle. And they're just struggling with getting this big break, or struggling with getting this into their lives, okay? We're getting NYPD, Doe Jane, unethical, immoral and ethical behavior, lawbreaker, fraud, wrongdoer, evildoer. Stay away from things that get you in trouble and use your life experiences wisely. You can overcome your past. So, pile 2, the way this person is suffering is they can't break the pattern. They can't. What they know is to compete with others, fight with others, instead of harmonize with others and do teamwork. What they know is extremes, drug use, substance use. They don't know how to be at peace and compromise well with others. What they know is, may the best man win. What they know is, if I see anyone who's in my league or my category, I gotta fight to the death. Survival of the survival of the strongest? Survival of the fittest. That's their mentality. And they've gotten a black eye over it. I feel like they may have lost out in a recent struggle. This person has lost out in a recent contest, struggle, and someone fought dirty with them. And they are hurting over this right now. I feel like also the way they like to fight dirty or compete with others instead of harmonize with others has gotten them in trouble. In some of your cases, this person has ended up going to jail. This person may be in jail right now. They're still stuck in the past, still trying to deal with how they don't know how to break out of these patterns because they're so helplessly lost in what they view as this is the way it's supposed to be, right? It's survival of the fittest, and I gotta struggle against others. I've got to show them I'm the best. I gotta show them I'm the one they gotta listen to. I've got to show them that it's me. Wow, sad. Next, we're getting keyboard gangster bots. Okay, so pile 2. So the way your hater or enemy is suffering is they're having to go stealth mode. They can't directly access certain people or certain things, so they have to pretend and go into like incognito mode to get access to, for instance, I'll give you an example, maybe the profile of their ex, so that they can see their children. Because if they contact that profile as themselves, they'll be blocked or they will not be allowed in because they are toxic. They cause so much pain that if they try to come directly at something they want to be a part of, maybe a family members or some, their ex who has their child or whatever, they'll be blocked. So they have to pretend to be someone else in order to gain access. So this could be online media, online stuff, or through the media, social media, or it could be in person. I feel like the way this person is suffering is they have to hide who they are or hide their identity in order to gain access to something they cherish or very much love. Okay, they cannot come as they are. Okay, and this is the way they're suffering. They cannot be, they cannot just say, hey, it's me, and be loved and accepted and pulled in. No, they know that's not going to work because they've ruined their reputation, or they've ruined their reputation with a particular person. Okay, next we're getting, they envy your physical appearance. Ooh, let's move it out. They wish they were you. Okay, so in some cases this person may envy the way you look. This person is suffering because they're realizing now that even though they competed with you, or they butted heads with you and wanting you to do it their way, they were involved in a power struggle with you to prove to you, whatever you say, I'm going to go against it. Whatever you say, I'm going to disagree with, because it's got to be done my way and all this. And so they had that my way or the highway mentality where they didn't want to delegate and let somebody else handle it. You, pal, too. They're realizing now that you have a better life than they do. That even though maybe in some of y'all's cases, this person either made things very difficult for you, or they made you leave or abandon a certain situation, so you lost out in some kind of way. Maybe you like that position, you like that person, you like that life, or whatever it was, you had to move on. This person is low-key wishing they were you. Yes, this person low-key wishes that they could be you. They wishes that you see them covering their appearance. They wish they could take on a different identity, because maybe they'd go back to being liked again, because they've ruined their face is now linked. Their face, the identity is now linked with criminal. The identity is now linked with troublemaker. Okay, their identity is now linked with selfish, refusing to compromise. Their identity is now linked with crazy. Okay, and just nuts, refusing to compromise. They're nuts, and so they wish they were you, because I think they feel like if they were you, then they could start over. They could get a fresh start. Maybe they feel your reputation is better than theirs. You're better liked than they are. This is how they're suffering. They are mad because your energy is divine. Exactly, Paltu. This hater or enemy of yours is mad because you though they butted head with you and everything and made things difficult for you, and they try to come across like they knew better and they wanted you to bend to their will and all this, they're realizing that you're a good person, Paltu. They're hurting over this. They're hurting because they're like, wow, even though I was proving to be difficult with Pal 2, their energy is actually awesome. They're more likable than I am. They're nicer than I am. They're a better quality person than I am. They're a better quality person than I am. So they're jealous of your physical appearance. They're jealous of your energy. They're jealous of the fact that you have like a divine energy about you, okay? We have experienced terrible customer service. Okay. So, Pile 2, I feel like this person, the way they're suffering right now is they don't get treated well, Pile 2. They don't get treated well. They just get crappy treatment. They do. It's almost like, you ever hear someone who's like, I got bad customer service treatment, or I went to this restaurant and they were talking trash to me, or I went here and they were rude, and I went there and they were like this. Did it ever occur to them that the issue is them? Maybe when they call into customer service or they're dealing with people, they have this snooty, arrogant attitude where they want to take over everything and boss over everyone and take the credit over everything. And so they get an attitude from people. People can sense it when you are mean or bitchy or crappy. People can sense it. There's just little tiny microaggressions that they throw at people. And so they get that horrible response. This is how they are suffering. They are suffering because people can pick up on their energy. There are those amongst us who are not so controlled. A lot of us try to be like, okay, I see that this person has problems. I'm going to control myself. I'm not going to let them dirty my energy. But then there's some amongst us who are like, oh, you're coming at me. You're being a little B. You're trying to be like this. Well, guess what? I got something to show you. I'm going to teach you a lesson. So they're walking around getting karma from everywhere they go. Bad karma. Pile 2. This is how they're suffering. Everywhere they go, people treat them crap. Everywhere they go, people talk crap to them or mistreat them or something. feeling unwelcome or rejected. You see this? Everywhere they go, wow. Wow. Everywhere they go, pal, to the way your hater is suffering is that they're not treated right. Horrible customer service, feeling unwelcome, they're rejected. People give them an unwelcome vibe. Like, I don't give your hater or your enemy the vibe like, we don't want you here. Don't know what it is. You just have this stink ass energy. We don't want you here. This person, they're going through feeling rejected right now. Remember I said something earlier about someone abandoning them or leaving them for somebody else, and they found their soulmate or found a better situation somewhere else. They found, some people have turned their backs on them. People have left them behind. They feel rejected, pal two. They may also feel rejected by you. Remember I said something about you may have possibly walked away from this person or did without them, and they feel rejected. Look, rejected, ashamed, embarrassed, in the wrong. You may have left this person behind, or they may have gotten left behind by other people, and they just feel like crap because of it. They are suffering over this. We got clout hungry, says anything, does anything, makes up dramatic. So I feel like the way this your hater enemy suffering, pal two, is that they're desperately trying to be accepted. Yeah. They're desperately trying to get people to be like, hey, accept me again, please. I know I've ruined my reputation and I gotta go incognito whenever I try to, get with people because they've now identified my face as a problem. They are now desperate to be viewed as important, to be viewed as relevant, to be likable. So they'll say anything, do anything, make anything up in order to be viewed as likable. So they're very desperate right now. This is how they're suffering. They've gotten very desperate. They're at the bottom. They're at the bottom rung in certain situations or certain social circles, and they're trying to work their way up. People are aware that they cause trouble everywhere they go, that there's feuds and things going on with this person that involve this person. And so they're doing anything they can to try to hang in there and salvage their reputation. But it's difficult. Okay. It's difficult. This is how they're suffering because people, everywhere they go, people view them as a rat. People view this person as, oh my gosh, there comes that rodent of a person coming over to our way. What the heck are they doing? Why are they coming over here? Okay. So people have identified them as a rat. People have identified your hater or enemy as an undesirable, as someone who's like yucky energy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hate on rats, but they have a reputation for being, affiliated with filth, low toxic vibrational energy. Yeah. So your hater enemy is looking for that clout. They're looking to be, like accepted into the community and elevated, but everywhere they go, people view them as a rat. So they could literally be like someone who's exposed other people's secrets, or that's what people think of them, or people view them as just an undesirable. They've lost their reputation. Okay. We have going to the strip club, distraction, feeling down, spending money. So I feel like this person, the only place they can go to feel accepted and liked, at least, is the strip club. Okay. Or to some place. Maybe it could be a gambling. It could be a casino. It could be like a bar. It could be some place where they go where they have to spend money, right? When they're feeling down, and then they're treated like they're liked. Then they get some interaction. Then they get acceptance. This is how they distract themselves from this feeling of being rejected and unwelcome. This is where they're going now. Either maybe if this was a spouse of yours or an ex-spouse, they're going somewhere now to get attention, but they have to pay for it, right? They can't just be automatically liked. To be liked, to be treated nicely, they have to spend some cash. So this is how this person is hurting right now. Okay, they're hurting because they have to go to these places in order to get some sort of action or get some sort of feeling of where they can be distracted and drown their sorrow and be distracted from their sorrows of the losses of their reputation, of being abandoned, of being rejected, or having financial troubles where maybe they're having to pay out or something like this. Okay, we have tyrant, cruel and oppressive. So, pal two, your hater enemy, they are being oppressed. They're being oppressed. There's someone or something in power over them that is bossing them around, bullying them, telling them what to do. They're not in power in their lives. Okay. They're not in power. They are dealing with forces right now that are cruel to them and don't care about how they're feeling. Right. They're saying, I don't care about your pain. That's this energy is saying to your hater or enemy, I don't care how you feel. Okay, your emotions are not important to me. If I consider your emotions, that's just gonna hork everything up. So I don't have space for that. Go deal with your own emotions by yourself. That's none of my business. So they're living and dealing in cold conditions right now, where people aren't treating them. They're not treating them humanely. I'm not gonna lie. Part 2, your hater or enemy is being treated inhumanely. It could be this part of this jail thing I was talking about, where they've gone to a jail where they're not being treated properly. That's just for a few of you, right? You can't be in jail and go to a strip club, so just apply it to your situation as it fits. But I feel like this person is, man, they're not in a good place. Okay, they are being treated as if they are nothing. They're being treated as if they're the bottom rung. Okay, they don't have this power, this gravitas. They don't have that in their lives. They're viewed as a rat. Okay, think about a rat. That's the lowest you can think of. Okay, we have numbing, indifferent. So I feel like this person, they're so used to the pain that they become numb. Their life is pain. Their default standard is pain. They do this, they get pain. They go there, they get reminded of the pain. They talk to this person, they get pain. They handle this, it's painful. Their life is pain. So it's like they're dealing with someone who's causing them pain and is indifferent to this pain that they're experiencing. That's another message I'm getting. Okay, there's a lot of indifference to their pain, right? Your pain is an inconvenience to me. Look, it says here literally, your pain is inconvenience to me. I don't want to think about your pain. Your pain's not relevant here. We don't care if you're hurting. We only care that you are in the position that you're in, doing what you're supposed to be doing. This should be at their job. I see a keyboard. Yeah, we know you don't get to have many breaks. We know you don't get much vacation time. We know we don't do this for you or don't do that for you. We don't care. Oh, well, tough. We don't care, really. That's not really what this is about. So they're stuck in a situation in life where they're not being treated well, and they were left holding the bag. They were abandoned. They've got nothing left other than to deal with this. Now we got rebound. Thank you. Rebound. Thank you. Next. So pile to this person, your hater or enemy, if this is a relationship scenario, they've gone and quickly found someone to replace you or something like this. But that person, it's a short-lived romance, because they're picking from a place of feeling abandoned. They're picking from a place of, I gotta get someone in here. They haven't processed what's going on. They hadn't gone through and said, okay, what's going on in my life? Let me get this right. Let me take some time to process, and let me take some time to get this relationship or whatever happened out of my system before I go find someone else. No, they just got someone in there to numb, to cover up this pain, to quickly cover up and everything, and so they can shove everything down inside, and they can be distracted by some pretty woman or some pretty person. And so whatever relationship you're seeing with them, it's a surfacey relationship. I'm also getting that the way they're suffering is that person's already gone through. That person's already gone through. They're now looking for someone else. The person that they brought in to sort of fill in that space. It could be a work situation. It could be a romantic situation. That person has already come and gone. Okay. Whereas you would have been a good fit, but they didn't want to work with you. They were butting heads with you, or they were butting heads with you in a relationship setting or in a work setting. They've gotten someone in, and that person's already been like, and they were like, oh my gosh, I think you're the one, blah, blah, blah. Just to kind of just to rush through, and it didn't work out. That person's already left. This is how they're suffering. It's a high turnover rate wherever if it's a work situation, I'm getting like high turnover. Okay. If it's a romantic situation, I'm getting that this person, it's like, they've lost someone that was like a divine feminine, right? We got your energy is divine. Could have been you, pal, too. Your energy was good energy, and they were like, they lost that, so they're just going through finding maybe any karmic will do, any whatever will do, any transient, and it's not working out. And that's what I see in the cards for you, pal, too, as to how is your hater or enemy suffering at this time. If you've enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. I hope this gives you perspective. The grass is not always greener on the other side. They may seem happy, but they're going through a bunch of stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in your comment section what you think. I would love to chat with you. Take good care of yourself, and I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye. Welcome to your reading, pal 3. So how is your hater or enemy suffering? Let's go ahead and take a look. We'll put your number right there, pal 3. You chose clear quartz. Let's set that aside for you. And we have Sagittarius. You may have chosen Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini. Okay. So right away, pile 3, let me give you a little taste of how this person is going to be suffering, okay? The way this person is going to be suffering is that you're going to be viewed as telling the truth, okay? You're going to be viewed as pure. They're not going to like that, okay? Because I think this may have had something to do with your reputation, and they wanted to be viewed as the one who was pure, who was telling the truth. But it's like people are going to be able to see right through them, or see right through you or the situation, and see that you're the pure one, okay? That's one message coming through. I'm also getting that the way this person is going to be suffering is they're not going to be shown mercy, right? They're not going to be viewed as innocent, okay? They will struggle when it comes to having peace, perhaps because of how they hurt you. That's possible. They may also struggle with healing. They may have like some health concerns or something like this. They may struggle with healing. Okay. Now, I feel like this person hurt you, pile 3, by maybe abandoning you. They may have abandoned you or left to go do something. They wanted to be independent and free when they should have been either committed to you, or they were supposed to be committed to you, but they wanted to do whatever they liked, okay? Yeah, this person, I feel like the way they hurt you was that they were looking for adventure. Maybe they viewed you as a good time while you were trying to take them seriously. And so they mishandled you in that way. They were too casual. They weren't respectful enough, that's possible. Or they weren't committed enough. They weren't able to commit when they should have. Or maybe they were supposed to have committed, but they didn't act that way. This person, they may have like forgotten your birthday, or they may have forgotten things that were important to you. They treated you as an afterthought. They weren't considerate of you, that's possible, as they should have been. They were too casual, I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like they wanted to have a good time. They wanted to go partying, and that's all they cared about. They didn't want to be serious with you. Okay? They didn't treat you seriously enough. That's possible. Okay? So the way that they're suffering, pile 3, is that they happen to deal with someone who's a perfectionist, and they're being judged against these perfectionist standards, and they're being viewed as falling short according to someone's perfectionist standards. They're dealing with someone or a situation that's very fussy, and they're stuck now. Okay, I feel like they're stuck with someone or something that's very fussy about the details, very much like very a stickler for the rules, a stickler for expectations, and they're like, okay, they want all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed, and like this could be a job or something like this, and so your hater or enemy has to deal with this energy. They cannot get away from it. And so it's like a karmic situation where they're now being forced to face their karma on, oh no, you don't get to run away. You're expected to be on point here. It's serious. It's life or death. You have to be like this. Could be their health. This could be a job that they cannot lose. They have to keep this job. Or it could be some situation that's very serious, and they're being told, they're being told, oh no, you have to take it seriously. You have to follow every step, or you may die. Or you have to, do everything as we're saying, and it has to be perfect, or you may lose your job and your source of income and your livelihood. And to find another job like this will be very hard. They got their backs against the wall, dealing with some very stringent rules and expectations. This is how they're suffering right now. I feel like they're also suffering when it comes to communication. Okay, maybe they're not able to say what they want to say, or they're being hampered in some type of way, or maybe the way that the communication between them and someone else is not good, or something like this. I'm also feeling like they're suffering right now when it comes to their ability to be versatile, their ability to adapt. They're struggling to maybe change their ways or something like this. I feel like they're struggling when it comes to the sharpness of mind too. Maybe they party too much, and so their memory or the way they think has come down a little bit. They're not as sharp-minded as they used to be. They're not as smart. Yeah, they're not as smart as they used to be. I also feel like they're not as insightful as they used to be. They're not as their intelligence has dropped. I don't know why. They're struggling with this. I also feel like maybe they're dealing with a gossipy situation where people are talking about them behind their backs, or gossiping about them, saying things about them that are maybe not so flattering. They're whispering and talking about how this person is no longer, that this person is either, they're saying about your hater that they're sloppy, or that, man, they're just not that good. They're not able to meet those standards. They're not able to meet, what's being expected of them. They're not that great. People are saying this about them. This is the way that they're suffering. People are not as intrigued with this person as they used to be. I feel like your hater or enemy, they used to be a very interesting person. People used to be very curious about them, and now they're just not that interesting anymore. So they've kind of fallen out of popularity a little bit. Yeah, they're having troubles with thinking. There's something about intellectual distress. I also feel like there may be something they have on their mind that's really troubling them. Could be you, pile 3. They're being manipulated too. I feel like pile 3, I feel like your hater or your enemy is being manipulated and is dealing with devious circumstances. People who are being devious with them. Okay? They're not being viewed as pure. They're not being viewed as telling the truth. Their character is being doubted too. That's what I'm seeing. Also, I feel like their clarity of mind is being doubted as well. They're no longer clear in their thinking. Yeah, that's a lot of what it is they're struggling with being viewed as an innocent. They're struggling with that right now. Very interesting. Okay, let's go and take a look at your cards. Okay, we have a Justice. Okay, this person might have been unfair to you. This person maybe you went through a divorce with this person. This person didn't handle you correctly. They were unfair. They were imbalanced. They favored someone else and they didn't favor you, or they played favorites. That's a possibility. Yeah, I feel like legal matters are coming up. Maybe they cheated or something like this. Maybe they cheated, or they scammed you and the law had to be involved. That's a possibility. We have the 2 of Pentacles. So pile 3, this person, I feel like they may have used you. They may have monetarily, they may have been like, okay, let me use what pile 3 is giving me to go ahead and use it to take care of something over here, instead of treating you singly and saying, here's pile 3's account with me. They put money in their account. That's their money. We're going to use it for what they need, what they want. Or we're going to deal with their situation. We're going to set that aside for them. Instead, when you weren't looking, they took the money you gave them. I'm just giving you an example here, guys. And they went ahead and applied it to some other situation that they wanted to see that situation shine. And so they said, okay, we'll come back. We'll take care of pile 3 later. Right now, we're going to go ahead and focus on this. So this is this other account, or this other person. This is my more important account, my more important person. So they were disfavoring you and favoring someone else. And so they took what you were putting in and used it to kind of make this other situation look good. And so maybe when it was time to take care of you, they didn't have it, or maybe they delayed taking care of your situation, and you were sitting here going, I put my money in, what's happening? Or I invested my time and attention or whatever, why am I not getting anything back? But they were taking from you, using you, and then taking whatever they got from you to focus on someone else or something else. Some kind of shady business like this going on. We got the King of Cups. Yeah, this person may have been emotionally detached or distant towards you. They may have been cold towards you. They may have manipulated you emotionally. We have the 9 of Wands. So after they used you like this, they became distant, right? After they mishandled you or juggled you with someone else. Could be cheating. Okay, it could be a relationship where they cheated on you. That's a possibility. Then after that happened, they became cold towards you and walled you out, right? They acted like they didn't want to have to deal with you, even though they had done you wrong. That's true for some of y'all. They stood their ground. They kind of like, they were almost like they were cold to you in a very studious manner. Okay, they just didn't treat you correctly, and they were kind of like persisted in it. They persisted in doing that. Got the Page of Cups. This is like scammer energy. I'm getting like a little bit of a scammer energy going on. They were emotionally immature with you. I feel like they handled you in an emotionally immature manner. They may have disappointed you. This person may have been a new relationship for you, something like this. We got the Page of Pentacles. Okay, this could have been at a new job. There's some, yeah, so this could have been work related, or this could have been a relationship. It could be in a friendship. They 2-timed you or juggled you with someone else, and then they were aloof. They mastered that. They know how to be aloof. and they kept away from you. They hid from you. They avoided you even. Okay, you tried to maybe gain contact with them and they couldn't. They were just emotionally immature, and with truth, they're an emotionally immature person. They didn't handle you correctly, pile 3. You're a very serious person. You know, this was a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You took them seriously. You're like, all right, this is my boyfriend or this is my girlfriend. I'm gonna make sure I cook for them. I'm gonna make sure I treat them nicely and honorably, and do mind my P's and Q's. And you know, so you are legit. You were ethical. You handled yourself well. But this person did not handle you well. I'm sorry about this, pile 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at how they are suffering. We have the 8 of Wands. So pile 3, this person is currently involved in a situation that is pretty raucous. It was raucous, crazy, and it came to an end. All right. This is how they're suffering right now. Something maybe that they valued or maybe that they wanted to hold on to came to an end. And so they've now become isolated and they're now alone. So if there was a relationship that they were maybe valuing more than they valued you, that relationship is either fraught with difficulty or has now come to an end. If it's fraught with difficulty, then they have to take a lot of time to be by themselves, because it's too crazy of a relationship to be 24/7 in. They got to get some space. They got to get some distance. This is how they're suffering. They can't even enjoy the relationship. Also, I'm getting that a way they could be suffering is that relationship is fraught with difficulty. There's words being thrown. People are mad. There's domestic disputes. There's, you know, all this. It's just like, what? And then they have to run and avoid it. I'm also getting that this relationship may have some relationship or something they cared about greatly, that they were very passionate about, has now ended, and they now feel isolated. Okay, they now feel isolated as a result. This could be the relationship with you. Maybe it ended, and now they're isolated. They're staying by themselves, and they don't feel. Yeah, and I'm not getting isolated like, oh, I'm just taking some time to heal and be by myself. No, this person is feeling lonely. Okay, this is how they're suffering. They're feeling lonely. We got the King of Wands energy. So this person, the way they are suffering is they have really they got some crazy expectations of situations, and it makes no sense. So they were doing this with you. Like let me give you an example. They were like, well, I'll be your boyfriend, but while I'm your boyfriend, I'm gonna act like this and act like that in ways that are toxic to you, and you just have to deal with it. And that's not reasonable. Okay, that's not reasonable. Or maybe they were a boss and they mistreated you, and they were verbally toxic towards you, and they're like, well, you're just gonna have to deal with it. And so they had crappy expectations of you, and so the way they are being treated is someone else is treating them this way. Okay, they're being treated like this with someone who's like this. With the 10 of Pentacles, I feel like this person, they want to belong somewhere. They want to belong somewhere, but they're not being accepted. It's like someone is saying, okay, you're telling your hater or enemy, pile 3, you can try to be part of our community or part of this, but I got all these things you need to do first. Prove yourself to me. And it is super hella unreasonable what these expectations are. So they may be trying to get a job or trying to get in or fit in somewhere, and the expectations that they have of your hater enemy is unreal. Makes no sense. And this is their karma in a way. This is how they are suffering. We got the Ace of Swords. Yeah, they've been cut out of something or somewhere. Yeah. Pile 3, your hater enemy has been asked to leave. They've been exiled from a community they were a part of because someone is being overbearing with them. And it's not nice and it's not good, but this is how they're suffering. Okay. They are being treated in a very brutal manner. Okay. They are suffering because someone is being very cruel to them. Someone is being very cruel. They're dealing with a situation where I feel like your hater enemy is dealing with a situation where they want to become part of something, but there's someone gatekeeping them out. Someone's like, but you don't belong here. Back up. You don't belong here. No. I'm going to give you a hard time. If you want to be in this community or be part of us, this is what they're telling your hater or enemy, pile 3. You're going to have to climb these big ass mountains. And I feel like your hater enemy is like, what? And it's so unreasonable. I mean, it's a huge mountain. And they're like, and you cannot have any aids. You have to do it with your bare foot and your bare hands. And you have to carry this big giant rucksack on your back. And no cheating. And they're like, what? Yes, they're being treated in a very brutal and chaotic manner too. Okay, I got that with the chaos. They may be embroiled in some type of drama. They're dealing with some type of drama right now that is causing them to be excluded from something they desperately want to be a part of. Okay, they've been exiled, they've been left alone, they've been isolated. Okay, we got the Four of Cups. Yeah, they're being unwanted, pile 3. They're being treated like an undesirable. People don't want this person around. This is how they're suffering. They're desperately trying to make themselves be of service and be available so they can be accepted and brought back into some community. Maybe this is a community they used to be in with you. That's a possibility. And they're being told, no, we don't want you. We're not interested in you. Because you're dramatic. You are part of some drama, and they've now become prejudiced towards this person because of the drama they were involved in. Okay? This could be the drama involved with you, pile 3, could be. They're no longer being viewed as an innocent. They're now being viewed as someone that's like, we've had enough of you. We've had enough of you. You brought drama. And so now they're being forced to be by themselves. Now they're alone. Now they're lonely. And now they are isolated. They've been kept out of this beautiful place with money, legacy, heritage, maybe even inheritance. Maybe they've been ruled out of the will. Something like this. They've been kept out of a will. But they're trying desperately to say, how can I serve? How can I be part of things? And they're like, please get your stank ass energy away from us. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at a deep look at how they are suffering, pile 3. We got hot new affair. So pile 3, I feel like there was some kind of drama that they dealt with. Maybe it was a relationship. And now this person that they were dealing with has moved on to a new relationship. Okay. And they're like, whoa, because of the way they handled you or handled this person, they were thrown out. Okay, they were thrown out. The door was just slammed in their face. They were cut out. And this person went ahead and moved on and found someone else. Already. Someone who treats them really well, someone who loves them. This could be you. Maybe you found a new man or a new mate. And they're like, what, I'm out already? Your hater enemy's like, I'm out already? Or maybe it's not you, maybe it's some other situation. And they've been easily replaced. They've been replaced already. We're getting canceled. See? They were canceled. They've been locked out of a certain community. Pile 3. All right. This is how they're suffering right now. Is people are like, oh, is that person that was involved in all that drama? Oh, no, I'm unsubscribing. I'm unfollowing. I'm gonna unfriend them. I don't want to. Oh yeah, that person. Oh my gosh, that stank ass energy. Oh hell no. They crossed a line. Pile 3. They crossed a line. And now they're being called out and torn down. They've had a fall from grace too. They've been kept out of this beautiful place, where good, stand-up people are part of this scene. And there's one person in particular who's taking it upon themselves, pile 3, who's like, oh no, if you want to be, they're telling your hater enemy, if you ever want to be part of this again, you're going to have to do this, times 10. And they're like, your hater enemy's like, what? They can't do it. It's too much. They cannot get back in there. They've been cut out. They've had a fall from grace. And I think it's public for some of you all. A lot of people have turned their backs on this person. They're shunning this person, pile 3. This person, this hater enemy is being shunned. Okay. We got mechanical. Thinking logically and without emotion. Yeah. I feel like this person, pile 3, they used to have friends, or they had someone who used to support them, who used to be their friend, who used to cheer them on. And this person's gone cold towards them. This person's like, oh, I can't be caught up in my emotions when it comes to you. I can't be warm about you anymore. I can't feel passionate about you anymore. I have to now think about you mechanically. I have to now think, oh, they're thinking this about your hater enemy, pile 3. You are like this. You acted like this. You're dramatic. You're impulsive. You are a two-timer. You are unethical. And I have to be careful when I deal with you. I have to keep these things in mind. I can't be caught up in just, oh, this guy or this person, I have to keep my emotions out of it. That's how they are suffering right now. They no longer have the good graces of someone very influential, someone who used to support them. They're no longer in good graces. This could be a father figure. Someone who used to maybe hype them up has stopped doing it. We have waning interest. Exactly. Okay. Pile 3. The way your hater enemy is suffering right now is that people have lost interest in them. People who mattered, people who were important, people who were even rich, or had money or deep pockets, or that had a long-standing tradition or heritage, have been like, we're no longer interested in this person. We're no longer interested in pile 3's hater enemy. there's been a gradual loss of enthusiasm or commitment about this person. Their flame, their light is fading. Pile 3. This person is no longer popular, is no longer liked. At one point they were loved. Pile 3. At one point your hater enemy was popular. They were liked, and now they're being, people are like, oh yeah, yeah, do you remember they did this? They were like, yeah, stay away from them. So they've lost their reputation. We have lack, helpless, victim mindset. Yeah, this person's lacking now. I'm getting that hermit energy again. We got the hermit by themselves. This person has been shut out from a place where they desperately wanted to belong, or where they were once a fixture, or once liked and loved. They've been kicked out of that community. Okay, and they're suffering right now because not only are they lacking social support, they're also lacking resources too. Pile 3, they're lacking resources. We have number 18 with a beautiful woman handing someone a rose. Okay, now pile 3, I feel like this person, they're suffering right now because they're simping. They're trying to reach out to people, give things to people, and it's not working. They're being rejected. Their advances are being like, people are like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want that from you. You're not the one I want. Okay. Okay, let's keep on looking here. We're going to get more information about that. We have intruder. Ooh. Someone may try to enter your property illegally or take away your belongings without permission. Okay. So, pile 3, I feel like the way this person is suffering right now is they may have suffered a burglary recently, or they may have suffered some type of loss. I think now that they've been kicked out of this community, they now have to live in places that are like low income, or like places that have a high rate of crime. And so they're now maybe living with a criminal element. They've had a fall from grace, and they've had a fall from, they've been cut out of a certain class or community. Okay, so they may have lost a very amazing job where they were making a lot of money. Okay, that's another example coming through. And this person has now had to downgrade their lifestyle and move into a poor neighborhood where the crime rate is high. This is how they're suffering. They're no longer as safe as they were. And I feel like someone has stolen something from them too. That's also coming through. This is how they're suffering. Is someone has stolen something from them. They're now, mingled in with the criminal element. We got my way. Selfish, stubborn, arrogant, pride, and ego. So, pile 3, I feel like this person is now dealing with people who don't want to share with them. This person is now dealing with people who are stubborn and arrogant and are cocky and think that they are better than your hater or enemy. Okay? They were canceled also because they were like this. They wanted to be about themselves, right? They were cocky with how they handled you. Maybe I talked about how they maybe scammed you and they acted like they were great and everything. So maybe if this person was a scammer, okay, they have lost that reputation of being a stand-up person. And so they're now, that's what they've got now. They're canceled, and everyone sees them as selfish. Everyone sees them as stubborn. Everyone sees them as arrogant. Everyone sees them as prideful and egotistical. Everyone sees them as even a thief or criminal. Okay, so their reputation has suffered a loss. They're no longer viewed as an innocent. And right, I mentioned that, I was picking up on that earlier, is that they're no longer viewed as pure innocent, whereas you are. Right, this is how they're suffering. So pile 3 says, I don't want you, but I'm too selfish to let anyone else have you. I keep you tethered, not out of love, but to satisfy my significance in your life. Letting you go would mean losing the validation your presence gives me. So again, I feel like this person is trying to hang on. They're trying to hang on to someone. They're trying to hang on to a certain situation really desperately. And I feel like this person doesn't want them. This situation doesn't want them. But they can't bring themselves to let go because they need that validation. So they're just sort of hanging on to cold people, hanging on to people who view them as trash, hanging on to people who no longer feel warm towards them, and now have a cold, logical look. They're like, I can see you now for who you clearly are, and I'm not gonna be fooled again by you. Okay, but they're still hanging on to that because they don't have a choice. They're trying to get back into the good graces of the places they fell out of. Okay, Next, we have catfish. Oh my gosh, pile 3. It says here, pretending to be someone else online, fake profile, deceptive images, not who you think I am. Exactly. I feel like this person may have been a scammer. They may have lied. They're now viewed as a scammer. They're now viewed as a liar. They're now viewed as a catfish. People now know, oh, this hater or enemy of yours is no longer, they can no longer carry on this facade. People now know that they're not what they said they were. People now know that they were a scam, that they try to pass themselves off as one thing when they were another thing, and they were deceptive. And so people have now lost interest in them. Their reputation has been trashed. They're now publicly identified as a scammer, publicly identified as fake news or a catfish. And so they're no longer popular in that way. It's now common knowledge that this person is a faker or criminal. And that, and also people have now seen this person for who they really are, right? This person is suffering because people are like, oh no, we know who you are. We know that this image you got online, that's not you. We know it now. It's your situation has been outed. People now know what's up with you. People are no longer fooled. It's common knowledge about this person that they are not who they say they are, or that they are pretending to be one thing when they're actually another thing. We're getting unhealthy. Shadow tends to ignore health problems or self-care, self-neglect, neglecting body, mind, spirit. It's not selfish to love yourself, take care of yourself, and give yourself permission to pause and restore. So pile 3, I feel like this person may be undergoing some health problems. I think ever since they've had this fall from grace, they've lost out not only on the community, on the support of the community, having validation, having a good reputation. They've also lost out on income, and as a result, they've lost out on health insurance. That's very specific, I know, but I feel like this is coming through for a lot of y'all. This hater or enemy of yours can no longer be seen for the health problems that they are undergoing. They've been neglecting, they've had to go into a state of neglect. And this is all because of this downfall. They had a downfall, pile 3. There was some sort of drama they were involved in, and they fell. They had a fall from grace, and it just had a domino effect. It affected every aspect of their life, down to their health. And also, let's not kid ourselves here. When if you experience a fall from grace, people turn their backs on you. People now see you as a sham, a scam. That's going to make you feel depressed. That's going to directly impact your health, unless you're doing things actively to fight against that. Okay, like eating healthy or affirmations or whatever it is. We have, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that be. So pile 3, the way your hater. So pile 3, I feel like the way your hater enemy is suffering right now is that you're doing very well. You're doing very well. I feel like they may be able to see you. They may be able to see you around. They see that your health is going very well, that you have money, that you're included, you're getting wealthier and wealthier, that you may even be rich, and that you have status, that you have success in your life. And they're hurting over this. They're hurting. I feel like they feel really like dejected in life right now. They're feeling really dejected and depressed. They've lost their appetite. They don't want to eat anymore. I mean, they can't afford to eat as well as they were, but they've just lost a zest for life. When they hear of your success, they see your success, they see that you're being loved, they see that people are coming to you, and they're like, you know what, pile 3, in that dispute, in what happened, we see that you're the good one. Or maybe it wasn't as direct as that, but they just see that you're being treated well. Especially when they compare to the way they're not being treated, that is making them suffer big time. Okay? They're sad because they no longer get to have that adoration. And they're seeing that you're doing very well. Okay? They're seeing that you're healthy, that you're wealthy, that you're rich, that you have status, you have privilege, you have a good reputation, people like you, people view you as pure and innocent. Okay? Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue to look at what's coming through. It says here, they resent everything you are because it reminds them of everything they are not. What was I saying, pile 3? Yes, they are filled with resentment because I told you, I feel like they're still seeing you. I feel like for your pile 3, they may still be aware of how you're doing. They may still see you on social media. Maybe they see that you're beautiful and you're looking good, and that's the truth with you. Okay, whereas with them, they were faking whatever it is they were doing. And so they've had a fall from grace as a result of their scammy energy, and maybe where they cheated or, mishandled people's finances or something like this, maybe yours, or mishandled you, or cheated on people, or cheated people. I'm just getting the idea that because of their fall from grace, whenever they see you, they get very resentful, because the way things are going really well for you, healthy, wealthy, rich, beautiful, you have love, all this is reminding them of what they no longer have. Okay, this is reminding them of what they no longer have. Next, we're getting your spirit team is helping you against the karmic. Yeah, so this person they did you wrong, right? And I'm so sorry you dealt with that, Pile 3, but they're now seeing that when it comes to spiritually, you're protected, Pile 3. They're now seeing that you're protected, that they tried to get one over on you. They tried to misuse you, mishand you, and thought they could get away with it, or misuse a certain person or group or something, and thought they could get away with breaking the law. But they're seeing that you are protected, that there's only so much they could do. They were protected, that you or the person that they cheated was protected spiritually in ways that they couldn't fathom. That they're not God. They're not God. They don't get away with everything. That there's a price to be paid, and they're seeing that. Okay, they are seeing that. Next, we're getting needed to hire a lawyer. Okay, so so I feel like this person may have had some legal troubles. They may have had to hire a lawyer. They were maybe sued, and they're being sued right now. They're dealing with legal difficulties, and they're having to answer for their shenanigans, basically. Pile 3. This is how they're suffering. They're having to answer for their shenanigans, and in the meantime, if it's a situation where they got sued or they're countersuing or whatever it is, you are protected, and the person that they're suing is very protected against their shenanigans, any of their little tactics or ploys to try to gain advantage in the situation when they know they're in the wrong are failing. This is how they're suffering. They're hiring lawyers now to protect them, protect their ass from all this mess, and they're having to do this. Okay, this is how they're suffering. They're having to deal with the legal repercussions of the misbehaviors or the things they did wrong. Okay, all right, that's coming through for some of y'all as far as the hater or the hater that you're dealing with. Now we got chronic financial difficulties. Remember I said that they had lost out, Pile 3, that they were cut off. Either they were fired from this company they were working for that was paying them very well, or they lost out on some financial opportunity. Remember they stopped being popular. They got canceled. Remember I said something about this? Well, along with that cancellation came a loss of income. So now they're actually having difficulty affording a lawyer to try to deal with some of the legal fallout and the mess that they created. So they're struggling right now on many levels. I saw that here, that they're having lack. They're poor. They moved into a low income neighborhood with a high crime rate. They've had a fall from grace, Pile 3. Okay, they're suffering this consequence. We got Queen rising. Oh my gosh! All while they're watching you rise, Pile 3. All while they're watching you step into your power, be viewed as the good one, be viewed as the pure one, being praised and becoming more popular. This is they're keeping an eye on you, Pile 3. They've seen, they're like, well, how did Pile 3, the one that either that I hurt or the one that got involved in this, how are they that was hurt, or there was I tried to attack, or I tried to play dirty with, how are they doing? And they're just hurting. They're hurting over your success. Look, Queen rising, right? Stepping into power. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am rich. I am that bee. Coming into spotlight. You are glowing up. You're growing. You're ascending. You're doing much better. You're being viewed as the good one. It's not your reputation that's in question, Pile 3. It's theirs at this point. It's theirs. We're getting booed up, but not happy. I know you still want her. I made the wrong decision. So Pile 3, I feel like if this was a relationship, this person, they may have thought, yeah, remember that two-timing energy, like they juggled you with someone else? They may have cheated. I said something about that earlier, and if I didn't, then, that was an error. But there's this idea that the person that maybe this was your ex, and y'all have gone through a divorce or something like this. There's been a legal battle, everything. and your spirit team has been protecting you. Everything's going great. They're going through chronic financial difficulties because apparently this legal battle is a doozy on their finances. They've had a fall from grace. They lost their reputation because they were a cheater. And I see that the person that they were, two-timing you with, it was not a good match. Not a good match. They're not happy, pile 3. They're not. They're like, wait, this is who I was cheating on pile 3 with? They're now seeing the reality of who they were, two-timing you with. The one that they said was their favorite, right? They would borrow from Peter to pay Paul. They take from you and give to them, or, they give more to this other person. Now that they're going through this rough patch, now that they've experienced this fall from grace and things are not so great, they're not on top of the world anymore, I feel like this person that they chose over you, or that they were cheating on you with, is now they're starting to show their true colors, right? When you go through difficult times with someone, you get to see, what they're made of. You get to see the ugliest sides of them. And you now have to decide, this ugly I'm seeing, is this okay for me? Because there's always a good side and a bad side. And so they're now starting to see the bad side of who they cheated on you with. Okay, this is for those of you that you went through a cheating situation. They're now starting to see that this person was not a good person and that they made the wrong decision cheating on you with them. Hey, Leo. I got my cat over there. We got the Tinder swindler. Oh my, guys, see? They swindled. They were a cheater. They were a scammer of some kind. Fake it until they run up your credit cards. So I am getting that this person, if y'all were in a relationship together and maybe y'all were in joint venture together, maybe it was business related, or maybe it was a relationship, they thought they were being smart. They thought they had the upper hand. They were trying to take from you to give to some other situation. They are now viewed this way. People now understand this person was a scammer. This person is a thief. They get it. And they're now starting to see that this hater or scammer of yours, their reputation is lost. They can no longer hide. They can no longer pretend to be good. They don't have a cover anymore. Okay? People are like, oh yeah, that's that scammer over there. We know, oh yeah, that's the scammer. They can easily identify your hater or your enemy as a bad person. No, they've lost their innocence. Okay, they've lost their innocence. Now we're getting stable, firmly fixed. They see your situation is stable, while theirs is they're having difficulties. You are okay. You're getting stronger. You may even have gotten a new man. They're seeing a new man who is stable and right in the head and mature spirited and good for you, who will even fight for you. Pile 3. Some of your situation, you may have a man and this person that you left behind who turns out they were fake, and I'm so sorry you had to deal with this, pile 3. They are hurting because they now see that your situation is stable, or that you found a stable mate, or that you have cultivated stability within yourself. You've cultivated stability within yourself, and you are not knocked off kilter by their tactics and their shenanigans. You're strong and you're rising. Okay? Wow. Lastly, we're getting sheeple. Follows the crowd. Okay. So pile 3, I feel like your hater or your enemy is suffering because they're no longer a leader. They're no longer a leader. They used to lead. People used to follow them. Now they follow others. Okay? People have turned their backs on this person, and they are no longer viewed as the one to look to follow. They've lost that now. They've lost that standing. And they're now suffering because they're like, oh, now I'm back to being one of the sheeple. Now I'm back to being one of the crowd again. So this person, they have a big ego. They really thrived on being the man or the main one. Okay? They really thrived on this, or being viewed as, having status, being the one on top. But ever since they mishandled you or mishandled a certain situation, they've had a fall from grace. They're no longer viewed as this. And that fall from grace, that fall from power, they fell from a seat of power. And they're now isolated and alone. And they're now realizing that in order for them to feel not alone, they have to join up with others that are just, the crowd, regular people. They're no longer up there. They're realizing, oh, I'm one of the sheeple now. Which is sad, right? We should respect everyone. And they were thriving on, I'm better than everyone else. I'm up here and I'm gonna steal and I'm gonna scam and I'm gonna lie and I'm gonna getting like maybe like an influencer type of person or someone popular who scammed their followers or something like this. Okay. And they've had a fall from grace now. That's a story coming through for some of y'all. And they're really suffering. They're having financial difficulties. They are not happy with their choice. They are suffering. They've had to downgrade. They live in a poor neighborhood now, like I said earlier, where the crime rate's high. They've even been burgled, possibly. They are getting to watch you rise. That's one of the most painful things that they're undergoing, Pile 3, is they're watching you rise. They're watching things be good for you. Even though they try to take advantage of you, they try to knock you down. But instead, they were the ones who got knocked down. Instead, they're the ones who are having difficulties, not you. And that's what I'm seeing in the cards here for you, my beautiful Pile 3. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, give it a thumbs up. If it resonated, give it a thumbs up. I would love to hear from you in the comment section. I love to chat. Take good care of yourself, okay? Bye! Welcome to your reading, Pile 4. So how is your hater or enemy suffering right now? Let's go ahead and take a look at what the spirits want to reveal to us today. You chose Pile 4. Let's set your number over there. You may have chosen this. You may or may not have chosen this Dalmatian stone or Jasper stone. Let's set that over there. You may or may not have chosen the Taurus zodiac sign, Aries, and Capricorn. So, my beautiful Pile 4. I feel like the way your person, your hater or enemy is suffering right now is they can't have fun. They can't chillax. They can't have a good time anymore. Okay. They're just, I don't want to say that they're uptight. I just feel like life has gotten so serious for them that there's no more time to play anymore. Okay. I'm also getting that they feel really vulnerable. And so it's like they have this need to, they got to take everything super seriously because they can't relax, because they're scared that they're vulnerable and something bad's going to happen. And so they have to always be serious and always be on point, always be guarded. Okay. So they don't have a strong sense of like spirituality or a strong sense like God's got my back. I'll be okay. Maybe because they did something wrong to you, Pile 4. They know they're not a good person, or they know that they did wrong. And so now they feel like, well, I got to look out for me. You know, I've got to look out for me now, because surely God's not going to look out for me, or Spirit's not going to look out for me. Or maybe, you know, because I've done wrong, or maybe maybe they're atheists. Maybe they don't have a sense of spirituality. Maybe they don't believe in karma. And it's all every man for himself. And so there's this idea that they know deep down inside they done wrong, and or that they're not a great person, or that they've done bad things. And so they don't know how to chill. They don't know how to relax. They feel vulnerable. They're looking behind their backs. They feel like they've got to look out for themselves. So it's very tiring, Pile 4. Yeah, they just feel a lack of spiritual connection within themselves. It's just, it's not a good place, Pile 4, to be in. It's not. And I know you may think, well, I mean, that's not a big deal. It's a big deal, Pile 4, to not be able to relax, to not be able to trust in spirit, to not be able to trust that the universe has your back. I mean, that is worth its weight in gold. Just to have that spiritual connection brings you so much peace. And they don't have this, Pile 4. Okay. Now, I feel like this person, the way they did you wrong, Pile 4, is maybe they were not reliable for you. Maybe they were not, they proved to be someone you couldn't depend on. Okay. They proved to be unreliable for you. Okay. Maybe they didn't persist when you expected them to persist in some sense. Okay. I'm also getting that, yeah, I feel like this person failed to be reliable and responsible when you needed them to be. Okay. They failed you in that way. I'm also getting to that for some of y'all, like this person may have proven to be very stubborn, and they persisted in an activity that hurt you. They persisted in doing something repeatedly that wasn't good for you, that hurt you. So they may have had a hard time switching course or changing something that was very wrong. That's a possibility. Okay, this is like a way that they hurt you. I'm also getting that the way this person is suffering right now, Pile 4, is that I feel like they've kind of like lost their mojo or something like this. May have lost their mojo. I also feel like this person, they're dealing with people now who don't take initiative, who they have to like drag through everything. It's like all of it is on their back. No one taking initiative towards them to help them with their stuff or do things for them or do things with them. Possibly because of karmic debts. There's this idea that I feel like they've lost their drive. I'm not gonna lie. They've lost their drive. They've lost their sense of ambition. And if there's anything they want to get going, anything that they want to get off the ground, it feels like people around them are not coming together. People around them are not acting motivated. They're having a hard time organizing and getting things together for themselves. This is how they're suffering right now. Their sense of identity is taking a hit too. I feel like things are not going fast for them. Things are going very slow. Progress is very slow in their lives in maybe one or multiple areas of their life. Okay. Very slow. Yeah. I feel like things have stalled for this person. Pile 4. Things, have gotten very slow. Nothing is moving for this person. Their life has stalled. Everything is on their backs. If they want to get anything going, they have to do everything from top to bottom. They have to, they can't rely on anyone. People don't follow through on when say if they're trying to get something off the ground, from top to bottom. They've got to be responsible for all the steps. Or if they allocate or delegate to other people fail them and don't like get going on things. They can't depend on anyone. Yeah, so I'm seeing like a reversal of energies, like a very reciprocal type of energy going on here, like mirroring, like a universal mirroring. The way they treated you is the way they're being treated, okay? That's some of that coming through as well. I feel like someone may be using them as well, using them to get things moving in a very restricted situation. I mean, it's just a very, like, they're living a very dull, business as usual, kind of a very dutiful life where it's like, kind of a basic, chop wood, carry water, just do this and then do this and then do this, and kind of boring life. But the results they're getting, it's very minimal and things are moving very slowly. Yeah. Wow. Okay. This is how they're suffering. Okay. That's what I'm getting as well. So pile 4, let's go ahead and take a look at how they hurt you, shall we? We have the World. Okay. So I feel like this person, they may have gotten in the way of your success somehow. They prevented you from completing something. They didn't give you closure. They left you empty. Perhaps there was something you were trying to accomplish with them and it didn't quite come through. I see that you are waiting for a message from this person to get closure from them, or maybe waiting for a message from them to let you know that things had succeeded, that things were, I don't know what it is, like an acceptance letter from them or a letter. You're waiting for some type of message and maybe that never came from them. Something you wanted them to say. We got the 2 of Cups, right? Maybe you wanted this person to say, I love you. And they never said it. Or you wanted this person to apologize to you or to reconcile with you. And they never did. And it gave you a lot of sleepless nights. I'm so sorry, pile 4. Oh my goodness. So you may have had it was a bit of a nightmare situation because you felt like you were putting yourself, you're such a beautiful person, pile 4. I see that here. You really, it's like you rolled out the red carpet for this person. I feel like you really did your very best. Or in a certain situation, you nailed it, pile 4. You gave world-class treatment to this person or this situation, and you were waiting for them to maybe reciprocate that energy, and they never did. Is that possible, pile 4? We have the Sacred Feminine. This is 3, the Empress. Okay. So pile 3, what I'm getting from this is that you nurtured, and you poured your energy into something, but it was not fruitful. Okay. You didn't get the results you were looking for. You nurtured someone, you nurtured something, and it didn't come to fruition. Perhaps this person was selfish with you. Wow. I'm sorry, pile 4. Next, we're getting the Ace of Coins. Okay. So I feel like this person, maybe you offered them something of value and you were very nurturing, but they just sort of left you hanging and they didn't come through to communicate with you and say, hey, I really appreciate this. I love you for this. I value you for this. Here's some compensation, or here I'll offer you a job because of what you showed to me was amazing, or maybe I view you as a person of value and I want to hold on to you. I accept you. and this never came through. Very interesting story. I'm so sorry you were hurt by this. Obviously, this bothered you, Pile 4. Well, I say that the way this person is suffering, Pile 4, is the Seven of Cups. I feel like this person is kind of languishing. There's this idea that they're a dreamer. Nothing is coming to reality for them. Nothing is coming to, they have all these ideas and dreams and thoughts and wishes and, plans or whatever, but it never becomes reality for them. This is what they're suffering through right now. They may be a master procrastinator, and this is part of why they never reached out to you and never sent you that message you were looking for or told you what you wanted to hear. Maybe this is why they never offered you a job. It could be a job situation. You were waiting for an offer, maybe that you never got. Okay, so I see that this person is a procrastinator, and this is their way in life in general. Okay, this isn't just about you. Okay, they have a lack of purpose right now. This person has a lack of purpose. They're very confused in life as to what direction to take. Things don't tend to come to fruition for them, and that's what you were picking up on. It wasn't personal, I don't think, but this is what they're suffering through right now. Is that their life is a bunch of options and a bunch of maybes and could be's and what ifs, and they're not materializing anything. I see that the way they're suffering right now is that there's a group of people who have identified them as being a flake, who have identified them as perpetually procrastinating and not making a choice, not, moving forward on things. Okay. It's possible that this person, that they have married someone who is indecisive, someone who lacks substance. Okay. This person is dealing with a situation with people or situations that lack substance. This is how they're suffering. Okay. 3 of Wands. Okay. Yeah. Their allies are not reliable for them. Their allies are not reliable. They wait and wait and wait for boats that never come in. Okay. So I feel like there's a mirroring vibe, like what they put out is what they're getting back. And I said that earlier during the psychic portion of the reading. I'm also getting that feeling here that there's that kind of dichotomy going on. We got the Magician. Right? Yeah. They are a failed manifester, Pile 4. This is what they're dealing with. There's things they're wanting to bring to life and they cannot do it. They may have been scammed. I feel like they may be dealing with people who have scammed them. They may have waited and waited for the ships to come in from someone or people that they hung out with, the friends they chose to invest their time in, themselves in, and invest their time in, and invest their trust in, which you waited for them. You rolled out the red carpet for them. You were the real deal, Pile 4. You're amazing. But instead of choosing you, they chose someone else. They chose someone who lacked substance. They chose someone deceptive, someone cunning. I feel like they chose people who, it's like they chose a group of people who were like scammers or con artists or something like this. And they sat there, this hater or enemy of yours sat there and waited and waited and waited for these people to come through for them. And they never did. They got scammed. This is how they're suffering, Pile 3. Pile 4, I meant to say. You might want to watch Pile 3 first. We have the 8 of Coins. Or maybe for this current situation, I don't know. We have the 8 of Coins. Yeah, work is not going well for this person, Pile 4. This is how they're suffering. They have chosen incorrectly. They've chosen the wrong people to do business with. They've chosen the wrong allies, the wrong people to be allied with. Their work is in disarray. They have unfinished projects. They have all the pieces, but they're waiting for some more pieces that don't come through. Let me see here. And then we're getting death. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like the way the person is suffering is they've had to end a project that they were working on. They've had to end it because they didn't have the support they needed. Remember I told you earlier on the psychic portion of this that they are waiting. Okay. There's this idea that they're dealing with Saturnian energies where things are not moving for them. They're suffering because they're doing their part. They're working hard. They're doing this, but nothing is moving because it's like they have to do everything by themselves. And the people they chose to trust don't come through for them. Yeah, The people they put their trust in did not come through for them. So it's funny because, if they hurt your feelings by not choosing you, or hurt your feelings by not coming through for you, or acknowledging you, or giving you the job, or showing you appreciation, or marrying you, or whatever it is, whoever they ended up choosing turned out to be not a good deal. Pile 4. Okay. They were hurt by this. They were shafted. They were left hanging. Things have stalled for them. In fact, they've had to end a project, a major project, because they chose poorly. Pile 4. Because they chose the wrong people. This is how they're suffering. They've had to let something die. Something that was important to them. Okay. They've had to let it go. I didn't mean to get this card, but we're getting strength. They had to be really strong. Pile 4. They've had to be really strong. They've dealt with some very difficult things, very difficult situations, and they've had to be like, oh my gosh, being patient, hanging in there, working on their sense of faith about the situation. Why isn't it so? It's almost like they got with some friends of theirs, right? I'm getting like the good old boy network. Like you were an awesome either candidate or someone who showed up out of the blue, or someone who showed up, but maybe not from a place that they knew. Maybe they didn't really know you that well. Maybe you're from a different part of the world or something like this, but you were world class. You were stellar. Pile 4. But they decided to not choose you. That's why you didn't hear back from them. That's why this job offer, maybe you didn't get the job offer, or, they didn't give you the closure you're looking for. They didn't let you succeed. They didn't let that situation be the successful situation. And it worried you. And I'm so sorry, Pile 4. You were so worried. You had sleepless nights. It was a nightmare situation for you. And I'm so sorry. But what I'm seeing, Pile 4, is they chose to go with people they quote unquote know, part of their network, the good old boy network, or, people that they're friends, their family, buddies from way back when. And they waited and waited and waited for these people to show up. They never did. Or they went ahead and allied with these people, but they failed them time and time again on delivering on certain products, delivering on their end of things. In fact, in some of your situations, your hater or enemy was scammed by these people. And their work was left hanging and they had to put an end to it. Next, we're going to get more information here, okay, Pile 4, as to how we're going to go into excruciating detail. We're really going to go into in-depth detail here as to how your hater or enemy is suffering, okay? We got praying for better days. I'm telling you, Pile 4, this person went through a trial of the soul with these people. The choices they made left them in mangles, left them in shambles, okay? It left them praying for, oh my God, is this going to get better? Will I be able to, will they come through? I'm going through a lot. They were put through trials and tribulations because of their choice to ally, the choice of who the people they chose to ally with. Because of the choices they made, they went through trials and tribulations. So they made a very bad choice, Pile 4, that they are suffering over right now. They are suffering. They are in pain. This is how they're suffering. They're praying for this situation to come to an end, or they're like, God, they had to maybe end a certain phase of the project they were doing and start something new. And I think they're still allied with these people. This is how they're currently suffering. Is they continue to put their hopes in these people who are scamming, taking their sweet time, relying on the fact that, your hater or enemy, they're relying on the fact that this person is their friend, so they're taking their sweet time, they're partying, they're whatever, like, yay, whatever. They're not taking this person seriously. This is how they're suffering. We're getting family feud. Wow. Sometimes blood is thicker than water. What did I say? They went with people they knew, people they grew up with, maybe even family members. They may have chosen people like this to work with. And sometimes it's just thicker with drama, judgment, and silent grudges. So because of who they chose to ally themselves with, they chose familial connections, or they chose people from their own tribe, or chose people from their own part of the world, or chose people that are part of that good old boy network, people they, what I'm talking about, right, guys? You know how they say, when it comes to succeeding, it's about who you know, right? I feel like this is one of those classic scenarios where you weren't someone they knew, but you are clearly world class. You are clearly stellar. You are clearly the best. But they shunned you for people they knew who were subpar, crap ass, and now they're caught up in dramas with these people. It's been a very trying situation for them. They are realizing, oh my gosh, this is not going well. Oh my gosh. and they're filled with grudges. They're filled with resentment for these people. They're not happy. You see, cold-blooded, closes off emotions, cuts you off, emotionally distant, cold-hearted snake. See, these people, they thought, Pile 4, this hater or enemy of yours thought that getting in with people they knew was the ticket to success, was the best way to do it. They're like, just be loyal. Take care of the people you know and they'll take care of you. It turns out these people were stone cold, man. These people were stone freaking cold, Pile 4. They didn't care. They were uncaring. They were just kind of like, yeah, I mean, these people were thinking about your hater or enemy, Pile 4, that your hater or enemy was going to hold fort. Pile 4 will hold fort for us. We're good. We don't have to stress. This is a cushy job. Pile 4 hooked us up. We got a cushy job. We don't have to try to meet quotas or strive to prove ourselves or anything like that. Pile 4 knows us. And then when your hater or enemy will let them know that they're hurting, this sucks, they wouldn't care. They're like, okay. They were unempathetic. They didn't care. It could be a marriage situation. Maybe they found someone, maybe family, maybe you or someone they were dating, and you treated this person amazingly, and they just left you hanging. In fact, they may not even bother to break up with you. They just stopped talking to you one day in favor of having married someone that maybe their family member introduced them to or something like this. But it turns out that this person it's drama. It turns out that, this hater or enemy of yours married into a family that their family is now fighting. Their families are now fighting. It's a turf battle. There's arguments. It's not a good match. The families are not getting along. Okay. Maybe they went for a situation where this could have been a situation where they were, I'm getting arranged marriage vibes or something like this, or maybe getting married through connections, knowing who this person's background and your family knowing their family. And so that's who you end up marrying because they have these larger connections. I feel like this person dumped you or left you hanging for a connection like this. And what they're finding out is that it's because the situation's blown up. They're now fighting. The families are now fighting. And this person that they married or this person that they chose to do business with or whatever is cold-blooded. Feels nothing for them, Pile 4. Not like you. Not like the way you loved. Not like the way you nurtured. Not like the way you took them seriously and gave your best, gave them, rolled the carpet out, the red carpet treatment. None of that. It's cold, Pile 4. They chose wrong. It's clear. Because shadow competitor. Oh my gosh. Pile 4. Oh, this person, your hater enemy is for sure suffering. Okay. Because they got scammed. And I'll tell you, it's like, and for example, they were told, oh, this new person you're going to be getting, I'm so glad you came to us. This new person you're going to be getting, they're beautiful. Okay. We've chosen someone gorgeous for you. They're sweet. They come from a good family, blah, blah, blah. They showed up and this person was ugly. Okay. Well, this person was not your hater or enemy's tastes. Okay. I'm also getting that the person they chose, okay, the person that ended up showing up turned out to be a competitor. Turned out to be someone who was like, I want your seat. Someone cutthroat. Someone who was secretly competing with them. They didn't come into it thinking, I'm here to assist Pile 4's hater or enemy. I'm here to be on Pile 4's hater or enemy side and assist them because I'm a dutiful part of the network. I'm here for... No. They got a snake. Pile 4. This is how they are suffering right now. We got dissociated and numb. So they've been through a lot. Remember I said they've gone through trials and tribulations with this family feud. Turns out there's a lot they don't agree with. They're squabbling for this or that. Limited resources. They're arguing. And, it's funny because if they had gone with you, Pile 4, they would have found someone agreeable, someone knowledgeable, someone worldly, someone who was of quality and class, who was genuinely there. Who is genuine participant, who accepts their role and wants to do their role. But instead, what they've ended up with is someone who's butting heads with them, they have claim issues. They're like, no, we claim this and we claim that. This was the agreement. And they're scuffling about with that. And I don't know. It's just yucky, Pile 4. It's yucky. This person is undergoing a lot of stress right now. So much stress that they have now dissociated and they've gone numb. They gone numb. They're just like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. I'm done with the stress. I'm done with how crazy and how poor of a match this is. I cannot believe how bad this is. And so they've just unplugged so they can survive. Pile 4. Yeah, oh my gosh, pile 4. This is number 45. They've been stabbed in the back repeatedly at this point. Here we see them taking a shower to try to ease the wounds of the betrayal and the backstabbing. You know, they were left hanging. The people didn't show up for them. When the person finally showed up, it was not what they said. In fact, what they got was a snake and a shadow competitor instead. And it's just been a bunch of stress, a bunch of mess. And they wake up every day to starting each new day, and they just turn on the shower and the water just washes over their wounds. Because they've been stabbed. They basically focus on soothing their wounds. They give themselves shower therapy to deal with the stressors of being with their choice, dealing with their choice, and the fallout of the choice that they made. Wow. Holy crap. Okay, we got isolation. Yeah, I feel like whoever your hater or enemy chose has left them feeling abandoned, isolated, and unsupported. Okay, I mean, look, you got someone resting their head on their hands. We got someone resting their head on their chin. We got someone with it's like they're just like, there's a sense of hopelessness. They're depending on themselves at this point. This is how they're suffering. They only have themselves. This support system that they chose is a non-support system. Okay, it doesn't work. We got phony, trickster, illusions, phrases. Oh my gosh, guys, if this is a marriage situation where you were dating someone and you expected to marry them, but they ended up marrying someone else, like I'm telling you, this person that they married, you can see the wedding dress, was a fraudster. It was fake. They didn't really love this enemy of yours, or hater of yours. They were nothing but an illusion. So like I said earlier, it could be as simple as this person didn't look as good as they were told by their family members. It was all like trumped up and exaggerated. Or there was a situation where someone came through and they were like, yeah, we got someone for you. They told your hater or your enemy, we got someone for you, and they're good at this and they're good at that. They have these skills, they have this, that. When they showed up, they didn't have half the skills, or if they did, they weren't very good at it. And they were like, and your hater or enemy was like, oh my gosh, you are kidding me right now. You are kidding me. They're feeling so let down by this. So let down. They feel isolated and alone. We have, I blame you to escape my guilt. Acknowledging my faults is too painful, so I shift the responsibility onto you. Exactly. They do not care that the people who left your hater or enemy hanging, okay, where it's not working out, they're a sham, they're a scam, they're a competitor, whatever. The fact that it didn't work out and they didn't have the skills they said, that they didn't come through like they said they would, they're putting the blame on your hater. Okay, because they don't want to feel bad about what they did wrong, about how they left the hater or enemy hanging. They've put the blame on your hater or enemy. Okay, so your hater or enemy is being gaslit to boot. Okay, so not only were they abandoned, you know, there's conflict, it's competition, it's not real. The skills and talents they said they had were not real. The beauty or the attributes is not real. They are also blaming your hater or enemy. I mean, this is a comically bad situation, Pile 4. Comically bad. Wow. They couldn't have gone more wrong, Pile 4. Your hater or enemy couldn't have gone more wrong, and they're paying for it right now. Okay, so we have the deep fake. Oh my gosh, yes. See, I told you. They were told, your hater or enemy was told, this person's like this person has that. It says you're convincing lies, alter truth, virtual deception. You see? Seeing is no longer believing. So they may have shown a picture to this person, or shown a list of traits, or shown certain certifications or certain qualifications on paper. But again, like I said, the reality did not match up to this presentation. It did not match up. They were a deep fake. They showed up, and in fact, it was so bad, I feel, for some of y'all, when this person showed up for your hater was like, but this person looks nothing like who I was told they would look like. Nothing. Yeah, it was that bad, Pile 4. That bad. We have depressed shadow. Persistent long-term depression. I told you they're depressed and they give themselves therapy. They do shower therapy to help them deal with the daily stressors. This is how they're suffering. Melancholy, bleakness, sad, despondent. There are wounds that need to be addressed and healed. Explore your childhood wounds. So this person is hurting, guys. They're hurting big time. They're hurting. I mean, it just goes on and on. We got bumping heads. Yeah, they have to conflict. So not only is the situation not working out, but they conflict with this person big time. And they can't just let go of this person because, see, remember, it's the good old boy network. Their families are connected. It's not that simple. They can't just let this person go or fire them or whatever. There are loyalties that run deep with this situation. So they have to abide by this. Your hater or enemy has to abide with all this disappointment, abide with this nonsense because of how these loyalties run deep. They have to put up with the collision. They have to put up with the friction. Okay? They have to put up with this person's stubbornness and this person's competitive vibe with them. They have to just deal with it. And every day they're stabbed in the back. You can see. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so it says here, they can't stand to see you happy. Misery loves company. So, pile 4, I feel like the way this person is suffering is that they have joined up with someone who doesn't want to see them happy. They surrounded themselves with people who they thought were allies but are actually haters. People who want to see your hater or enemy miserable. That's who they've ended up with. This is how they're suffering. We got verbal abuse. Exactly. So I'm telling you, they're in a very toxic situation, pile 4, where there's arguments, there's feuds. Look, we got a few. These are all from different decks. Family feud. We got bumping heads. You know, there is an ongoing conflict here, and it's not working out. There's it's a conflicted situation. It's a chaotic situation. It's not a match. In other words, it's not a match. Were accidentally a jerk. They were a jerk to this person. Your pop 4. This is so sad. It's so bad. It's really bad. If you were coming here to see how they were suffering, this person is really like, they've got it bad. Okay. Pop 4. Your hater or enemy has linked themselves to a jerk. They've linked themselves to a jerk. Someone who tells them off. Someone who treats them like crap. Someone who's rude. Someone who's not afraid to tell them off because they know that they're stuck. They know this person that tells your hater off knows that your hater is stuck because of all the familiar connections and all this. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's keep going here. Let's see what else is coming through. We got repeatedly breaking relationships. Wow. So it looks like it's a possibility for some of y'all that this person, all this chaos and friction, it not working out, led to the inevitable end of this connection. It's not gonna last. Okay, it could be that they've lost that connection, which makes sense, right? This is not tenable. It's untenable and it's completely it's a mess. And so it looks like they've broken this relationship, and their picker might be off. Okay, they may have chosen another relationship, and it's bad too. That's another way they're suffering. We got bad reputation. Oh my gosh, guys. Whew. The way your hater is suffering right now, they've chosen to ally themselves with people who have a bad reputation, and it has now given them a bad reputation. They now have a bad reputation because their picker is off. They now have a bad reputation because of who they choose to ally themselves with. Okay, this is their fault. They chose to ally themselves with bad people based on loyalty, based on, the good old boy network, or based on who you know and all this, and they paid the price for it. We have stress the F out. Fear you moved on. Feeling overwhelmed. They want you back. You see? Pile 4. They're now regretting. They're now realizing they had it good with you. The one that they left hanging. The one that they didn't want to give closure to. The one they didn't want to send the offer to. The one they didn't want to say, you know what, you're it. Come on. I'm going to pay you. I'm going to legitimize you. I'm going to marry you. I'm going to give you that letter of acceptance you're looking for. Whatever it is, they're realizing. Remember I said they're stressed, right? They're super stressed. They do therapy. They are realizing that you've moved on, possibly. And you've moved on. They're afraid you've moved on. they feel overwhelmed, and they're not realizing you, pile 4, were the right choice. You were a good example. You are a classic example of what the good choice is. It was you, pile 4. They're realizing they want you back. They're regretting how they handled you, pile 4. They're suffering through this now. They're suffering. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is crap. I'm getting that they may have tried a few people since you or something like this, possibly. And they keep like, okay, I'm done with that. No, not them. No. Look, head in the hand again. Head in the hands again. You see, they are overwhelmed, stressed, super stressed. And they want you back. Wow, this is how they're suffering. Poetic justice. Oh my gosh, pile 4. They're learning their lesson. This is classic karma. Classic karma. They are stuck. They're stagnated. They're unsupported. And when you gave them the royal treatment. You rolled out the red carpet for them. All of this was there. And they didn't want to honor it. And so they're paying that classic price. They're paying that classic price. They made the wrong choice and they're paying for it. We have blocking finances, inability to see the bigger picture. They've lost out financially as well. This has impacted the finances of the situation for them. They've gotten into situations with people or connections or whatever it is. The choices they made after you or the choices they've been making is not good for their finances. It's not allowed them to grow financially. They haven't been able to succeed. They haven't been able to. Okay. Remember I said there's this Saturnian vibe, right, to their energy. They're stagnated. They're stuck. It's not growing. They're not going up in commissions, in profits, bonuses. It's not happening. They're just stuck. We got competition. Yeah. So all they're stuck with now is competition. That's how they're suffering these days. They're stuck and they're duking it out. The people they've chosen to ally themselves with or surround themselves with are just at odds with them. And the competition is tough. Also, they're facing tough competition and they don't have you on their side to help them win. They don't. This is how they're suffering. They're just going about things the hard way. In fact, the horrible way. They're going about things the horrible way and they're paying for it big time. They're suffering. And they're staying stuck. And they were so wrong and they know it. They want you back. And that's what I'm seeing in the cards for you, pile 4. If you've enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. If it resonated, give it a thumbs up. I look forward to hearing from you in the comment section. If you have any comments, I'd love to chat with you. Take very good care of yourself. And I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye.